rooting for the Lions and root for the Broncos. But regardless of who we work for and who we're rooting for, we're going to try to bring you some fair and unbiased coverage. At least Todd will.
Johnson, left-footed kicker for Langston, has it on the tee. As we're waiting to get the 15 minutes on the game clock.
It's the first game for everybody, Todd.
That's right.
First game for the school.
Well, our clock operator extraordinaire, Robbie, has gotten so good as a clock operator that he now does a lot of Big 12 games, Robbie does. Robbie's the clock operator for the Thunder as well here in Oklahoma City, so he is one of the best in the business as they're trying to get this clock situation figured out. I want to remind you, if you want to get in touch with us during our broadcast tonight, you can send us an email, and we'll give you a shout-out live on the air. John, tell the people how they can reach us.
UCOradio@gmail.com. That at is the symbol on your keyboard on the number 2.
That A with the circle around it?
That signifies an email address. So get your phone out, get your laptop out, whatever you need to do. Type up an email, send it to us, ucoradio@gmail.com. Let us know where you're listening, who you're rooting for, anything you want to talk about. We're happy to read your email on the air, give you a shout out, answer any questions you may have, and interact with football fans all season long.
All right, Johnson's got it on the tee. We've got the time on the clock, and we have kicked off the 2024 season. Stephens will take it at the goal line. He'll fake a reverse up the left side, has room at the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, out to the 45, cuts back in midfield. He's got Green in front of him at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15 to the 10, the 5, he's in the end zone. Kobey Stephens, 99 yards on the opening kickoff, and the Broncos lead 6-0. There is a flag down, but it's at the line of scrimmage for the kickoff, and I think this one's going to be on Langston.
Do you think the Broncos are ready to play some college football? It's like week 3 of the college football season, and this is the first game for UCO. And so the Broncos take the opening kickoff to the house. If that's going to be any sign of how this season's going to go, it seems like it might be a good one, Todd.
Nicky Quevedo on for the extra point. I didn't think we were going to see quarterback Jed Huff with his first snap from center be as the holder on the extra point, but Jed Huff will hold. John, I think you've got a stat for us.
Last time that a kickoff was returned for a touchdown was All-American running back Joshua Birmingham in 2012. 12 years since that has occurred for the Broncos.
And it just happened here, and the Broncos are on the board. We are 15 seconds into this ball game. It's 7-0. UCO with the lead. You're watching UCO football.
Back to receive the kick for the Langston Lions from the 17, Jay Hamilton. The 23,
Welcome back. Broncos with a 7-0 early lead. Todd Lisenby along with John Fitzgerald as Nicky Quevedo gets ready to kick this one away for UCO. Quevedo's kick goes into the end zone for a touchback, and Langston will have it at the 25-yard line with a first down. As you mentioned, first time UCO's returned to kickoff for a touchdown, John, in 12 years since Josh Birmingham did it. And the Broncos get the 2024 season off to a roaring start.
I'd like to know when the last time we returned the opening kickoff of the season for a touchdown. That may be the first time in school history that that's happened. I don't know.
I'll give you an interesting stat. I don't know how many people care about this, but two teams, the Saints and the Dolphins in the NFL, their first ever play as a franchise, they returned the kickoff for a touchdown.
There you go.
And they were within 2 years of each other, so that's kind of a weird stat. We'll give you all kinds of random knowledge on this broadcast.
I'm glad that finally paid off for you, that you knew that.
Thank you. Quarterback for Langston will be Torrance Bardell out of New Orleans, Louisiana. In the backfield with him, Tyler Travis, a junior out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Bardell takes the snap, hands to Travis on first down, has nice room over the right side, out across the 25 to the 29. He's tackled there by Jack Puckett. Gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. They'll give him 5, actually. We'll call it a 2nd and 5 at the 30.
I want to say what's up to Paul Brown, who emailed us here in the booth. He said, excited for another season of Bronco football. Let's get that first W. Paul, we agree. We're glad you reached out to us. We want to hear from everybody. UCOradio@gmail.com.
Bardell again with Travis. Straight behind him in the pistol, working out of the gun from the right hash on 2nd and 5. Hands to Travis running left, looking to bounce it outside. Nothing there. He's slung down in the backfield. That's Kobey Stephens, who returned that opening kickoff, who gets the tackle for a 4-yard loss back to the 26, and it'll be a 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 upcoming for the Lions.
Yeah, Langston pulled 2 guys to the left side to lead that play, but they just didn't block anybody. That was that play was not going to go anywhere. Kobey Stephens came from deep in the secondary with his speed, but those front 7 would have got there pretty quickly too if Kobey hadn't.
3rd down and 9. Chance for Johnny Wilson and Noah West, the defensive ends on this play, to pin their ears back and go at the quarterback. Bardell takes the snap, steps up, looks to run with it, and he's spun down at the 25-yard line. That was Zane Adams, the senior from Haskell, Oklahoma, who makes the play. And it's going to be no gain officially, so not a loss on the play, not a sack, and it'll be 4th down.
I'm just waiting for you to say it. Your first opportunity of the season.
The Haskell Haymakers. That's Haskell, yeah. I thought you would throw that in there.
I know that you're really partial to the Haymakers, so I wanted to let you have it, Todd.
Ball will be punted away. Punt going to be taken at the 34-yard line for UCO. Returning out to the 40, to the 43, and hit hard at the 43-yard line. That is Terrell Davis on the return. It'll be a first down at the 41.
Broncos almost got to that punt back there, too. Putting a lot of pressure on the punter deep in his own territory, but he got it off.
We got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 12:30.
1st and 10 Broncos from their own 41-yard line.
Ironically, Houston down the road playing at OU tonight. Jalen Cottrell in the backfield to his right on this 1st and 10 play from the 41. Handoff to Cottrell running left. Spins off a pile and gets out to the 44 before he kind of got tripped up by the turf monster there. He'll gain 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, just a little ankle grabbing probably in that pile that he was trying to spin out of. Otherwise, Cottrell would have had some room to run. Broncos are going to go fast.
I think this will be a trademark of the Broncos this year as Huff throws it out right side for Davis, and it's incomplete. Well read by Langston, and just like that, it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, that was dangerous. If the defensive back there, he was keyed in on the receiver. If he'd have keyed in on the ball, he might have picked that thing off and gone the other direction.
3rd and 7, Broncos from their own 44. Need to get it to the Langston 49 for a first down. 12:07 to go first quarter. Broncos up 7-0. Huff takes the snap. Looks left, throws left. Back corner throw. Davis has it. Caught inside the 40 and down to the 39 in Langston territory. Tackle made that time for Langston by Isaiah Smith, and a first down at the Langston 39. Broncos on the ball already, ready to go. Huff in the gun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls right, looking to throw, throws back across his body over the middle, pass complete. And this is Davis with the grab to the 35, gains 4 on the play.
35-yard line.
Little crossing route there. Broncos going fast. Again, I told you, John, this might be something we'd see this year, and they're going super fast here early on. Huff out of the gun, throws in the flats, left side, pass caught. Short gain for Jacob Delso. Again, Langston really jumping that short route in the flat, just a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, and with no film for Langston to watch on Huff and maybe some of the changes in the offense this year, they're just making good football plays out there.
3rd down and 5, UCO at the Langston 34. Huff looking to throw, straight drop, has plenty of time. Now rolls to his right, man open, it's Cottrell out of the backfield to 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown UCO. Jalen Cottrell got loose. Jet Huff got out of the pocket, and the Broncos scored their 2nd touchdown of this ball game with 10:54 to go in the first quarter. It's 13-0 UCO.
And when you say got loose, I mean, there wasn't a man within 15 yards of Cottrell on the UCO sideline there. Just complete busted coverage for Langston and a pretty easy trot with a little bit of help downfield from a block by a receiver for Cottrell to get into the end zone.
Quevedo on for his 2nd extra point here early on. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is away, and it's good. 10:54 to go first quarter, 14-0 UCO leads Langston. Welcome back to Edmond. Broncos with a 14-0 lead after a touchdown pass from Jet Huff to Jalen Cottrell. 6-play, 59-yard drive. The scoring play, a 34-yard touchdown pass as Quevedo kicks this one away. And for the 2nd time, he sends one into the end zone. This one will be returned, though, from 5 yards deep. Coming out left side to the 10 and hit before he gets to the 15-yard line. Big special teams play that time by William Mason in on the tackle for UCO. It'll be 1st and 10, Langston at the 15.
Man, the kick returners and punt returners, they always have a great amount of confidence in themselves. I mean, he was 5-6 yards deep in the end zone right there. The problem is you can be really confident in yourself, but if nobody's blocking in front of you, you're going to have a tough time making any yardage, and that's exactly what happened there as the Lions only get the ball out to the 15.
1st and 10 for Langston at the 15-yard line. Empty backfield on this 1st down play as Torrance Bardell works out of the shotgun. Broncos show blitz. They do blitz. There's a flag down before the play. It's going to be a false start on Langston. Broncos showing that blitz. Made a Langston lineman flinch. We'll hear from our referee for the first time tonight. So that'll move the ball back to the 10-yard line where it will be 1st and 15.
Defender responds to the ball at the 10-yard line. 1st and 15.
Broncos will be back at home next week against Central Missouri. Central Mo opened their season up with a 63-21 win over Northeastern State today. First down and 15 from the 10 now. Bardell sends Travis in motion. Throws it to him on a swing pass, right side. Travis out to the 10, to the 15. Nice gain across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line. Couple Broncos there. Jack Puckett comes over to clean it up. First one there was Connor Johnson. That'll be a gain of 7. Nice play on first down. Gain of 12. And it'll be 2nd and 3.
Maybe not relevant to our listeners, but I just noticed UCO's band was a lot louder this year. I just noticed they're across the way, Todd. They're usually on this side, but they got the UCO band on the Langston sideline this year.
2nd down and 3 from the 22. Bardell drops the throw, has time, rolls right, throws across his body. Ball's tipped, intercepted. Returned at the 35 to the 30. Big hit. And down at the 26-yard line. Pass is intercepted by Dylan Buckheit, who missed last year due to injury, and he is back with a bang here in 2024.
Glad to have Dylan back on the tip drill there, getting the pick. We need to work on our moves a little bit. Can't get tackled by an offensive lineman in the open field. Just go around him, and let's get that ball to the end zone. But great field position for the UCO offense here after a big defensive play.
First down and 10 for the Broncos after the turnover at the 27-yard line of Langston.
From the 27-yard line.
Broncos unveiling their own big gold turnover chain on the sideline. That's what the crowd was cheering for right there in front of Dylan Buckheit.
Huff on first down, fakes a handoff, drops, throws deep right side end zone for Delso. He dives to the ground. Did he catch it? It's incomplete. The official says it hit the ground and it's incomplete. And it'll be second down and 10.
Going to break out the replay, the challenge flag this early in a
I think that's right, watching the replay.
Yeah, I think it is too.
Delso tried to sell it, to his credit. William Mason in the backfield with Huff on this second down and 10 play. It's a handoff to Mason, running left, and not a lot there. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Good job defensively for Langston that time by James Grace, the senior out of Lancaster, Texas, making the tackle. It'll be 3rd and 10 Broncos.
I want to say hi to Tommy Williams, emailed us from Granbury, Texas, says supporting Brandon Waters and the UCO players, coaches, staff, and school. We like that, Tommy. We like that you emailed us, ucoradio@gmail.com.
3rd and 10 as Huff takes the snap, has time, throws, pass, into traffic, and incomplete. Tried to get Davis on the crossing route. We got a little extracurricular after the play.
Yeah, and a helmet got ripped off of a UCO offensive lineman. The officials are talking about it a little bit, but nobody threw a flag.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean,
I think the conversation might be, does he have to come off?
Well, but the only reason he wouldn't have to come off is if it was a penalty.
Right.
So
it was Montrell Lee who lost his helmet.
So unless they throw that flag, he has to come off. And when he's saying, hey, I didn't take this helmet off myself.
I don't think it really would have mattered. He's probably not on the field goal team anyway, because the Broncos are going to try a 44-yard field goal here from the left hash.
Well, it would have mattered to the effect that the Broncos would have liked the automatic first down.
On the penalty for sure. And it has to be said, good stand by the Langston defense after that turnover, as Quevedo will try a 44-yarder from the left hash. Huff will hold. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is away. It's got plenty of distance. And it's no good. So the Broncos missed the field goal, and Langston will take over.
From the 27-yard line, 1st and 10, Langston. Tyler Travis on the carry. Jack Puckett spins him out of bounds. Loss of 2 on the play. 2nd down and 12.
That's Connor Johnson who got over there to make the play for the Broncos. It's going to be a loss of 2 back to the 23 on the completion to Landon Green. And it'll be 4th and 14, and the Langston Lions will punt it away.
And these plays by the UCO defense, I want to give the scheme credit, but I also just watching it, like the physicality, like there's nobody on Langston's team that's consistently and effectively blocking the UCO defense. The Broncos are just out physicaling the Lions.
Octavio Resendez will punt it away for Langston. Kobey Stephens standing at his own 35 deep to receive it for the Broncos. Not much wind here tonight as we do have a flag down.
Flag on the play.
And it's going to be a delay of game on Langston.
Delay game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty.
Did the play clock just reset right away? When I looked at the,
I think it was at 0 and then it reset, so yeah.
So when I looked at it, it said 23, but obviously that wasn't right. What a beautiful night.
Oh, yeah, perfect.
Is this the nicest weather we've ever had for an opening night game? I mean, it's usually still pretty dang hot.
About 77 degrees with an 8-mile-an-hour northeast wind. We'll take that every day of the week. This time the punt just barely away. It's a good kick. Stephens goes all the way back to his own 35 to get it. There's a block in the back. This return's going to come back as Stephens returns it just short of midfield to the 48. Good coverage that time, it has to be said, by Logan Brown for Langston, who got down the field there and got that block in the back penalty.
Yeah, they're going to get J.K. Moore for that one. You want to make a block, you want to get down there and put a hit on someone, but I mean, if you're pushing them in the number on the back of their jersey, you have to refrain from that.
What's the old Chuck Bailey line?
If they land on their stomach, it's a penalty.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened right there. It's just a guy trying to make a play, but you got to be smart there. Leave it up to your punt return guy to avoid that guy, to make that guy miss. The punt return guy needs to make the first guy miss.
During the return, illegal block in the back, receiving team, number 16. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, UCO.
So first down for the Broncos. They will start this drive back at their own 30-yard line after that penalty. John, while we have a quick moment here, we want to send our warmest regards to all of our friends and family over at Langston. The loss of assistant coach Daryl Mason just a couple weeks ago on August the 17th. Just really a heartbreaking loss for
this is the first game of the season, so obviously they're the first game without Coach Mason, and yeah, we send our thoughts to the Langston family and Coach Mason's family. Just a terrible thing for a team to have to go through.
Yeah, and as you know, coaches have most of them a long impact on their players' lives, even long after they played. And Mason coached at Minnesota, Southwest Missouri State, Weber State, Northwestern State, UNLV, Idaho State, East Tennessee State, UL Monroe, Tulane, Louisiana Lafayette, Bacone College, and Arkansas Baptist. So he coached at so many places. You know, there are so many people who he affected their lives. So we want to send not just to his family, but all of the folks at Langston that had to deal with that loss this offseason. Certainly want to tell them that our thoughts are with them here tonight and all season long as they honor their assistant coach, Daryl Mason, who tragically passed away on August 17th. Broncos 1st and 10 from the 30. Huff will hand off to Cottrell. Cottrell finds room right side, out across the 40 to the 45 and up to the 49-yard line. It's going to be, they marked him all the way back at the 47-yard line. They marked that 2 yards short of where he went down. It'll be a 17-yard gain, but John, I got to say, Cottrell had to do a lot in the backfield there. That wasn't super well blocked.
No, it wasn't clean up front. He just got open at the end.
Cottrell again will get the handoff running left this time. This time bigger hole to the 50, 45, 40, down the sideline, 35, 30, and tripped up from behind at the 25-yard line is Jalen Cottrell. A nice run as they'll give him the 24. And a big gainer there, and the Broncos are in business at the Langston 24. 7.5 minutes to go first quarter. UCO up 14-0. Huff takes the snap, looking on the slant route, throws. He's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. Took a big hit that time. Pass is incomplete. That was Damian Lowry on the hit for Langston.
Yeah, he was trying to get that thing to Christian Romero, but Romero never turned around and looked for the ball, so just a miscommunication there probably. And, those things tend to happen. You've got a first game of the season, but Broncos have to get that stuff worked out quick.
Ashton Schumann in the game at wide receiver as Huff will look to throw. In the flat right side, complete at the 25 to the 20. Making the grab that time was Andrew Carney. There is a flag down, and the UCO player again loses his helmet. This is Noah Dobson that lost his helmet. And we'll wait for our referee to tell us what the penalty is there.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be against Langston. Dobson's not coming out of the game, so this is going to be a hands to the face or an unsportsmanlike or an unnecessary roughness. We'll see what they go with here. The referee's going to address the crowd.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 9. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot, automatic, first down. Because number 79's helmet came off due to foul, he may remain in the game.
Referee's got a pretty good radio voice.
He does, yeah. We might let him take over. That penalty moves the ball to the 10, where it's going to be first and goal for the Broncos. That was Mydre Strother who got the penalty. Grad senior from Cedar Hill, Texas, for Langston. First and goal, Huff has Andrew Carney to his right. Langston subs on a player late. Carney goes in motion out of the backfield. Huff throws it to him in the flat. He gets a block from Jacob Delso, and Andrew Carney waltzes into the end zone for the touchdown. Second touchdown pass of the game for Jet Huff. Andrew Carney's first touchdown of 2024, and UCO leads 20-0.
It's a nice offensive drive by the Broncos, using a couple big rushing plays, and then obviously a big penalty there against the Lions, and the pass to finish things off to Carney. But like seeing Cottrell run the ball well on that drive, and nice to see Carney back out there putting in work from the backfield as well.
Quevedo on for the extra point for UCO to make this a 21-point lead. Snap is back to Jet Huff. Kick is away, and it's right down the middle. 6:47 to go first quarter, 21-0 UCO with the 47 to go here in the first quarter. That touchdown drive, 5 plays, 70 yards. The scoring play, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Jet Huff to Andrew Carney. Second touchdown pass for Huff, and the Broncos lead 21-0 as Nicky Quevedo, for the third time tonight, gets ready to kick it away. First two went into the end zone for touchbacks. This one going to be returned from the 2-yard line. Out to the 10, to the 15, a seam, out to the 20, 25, to the 30, 35, and out across the 40-yard line. Good return that time by Hamilton. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for Langston, all the way up near the 45.
Yeah, just a nice seam on the right side of the field. Going to give Langston their best field position of the day so far. See if this offense from Langston can come out and take advantage of it, get the ball past the 50-yard line.
Checking in on some other MIAA scores. Second quarter, Northwest Missouri State leads Nebraska Kearney 14-7. Fort Hays State leads Mo West 10-7 early second quarter. Emporia State had a 17-13 win over Angelo State earlier today. Bardell on first down, looking to throw, throws right side, pass complete across midfield, still on his feet to the 45 and all the way down to the Bronco 40-yard line. Grab made that time by Ivory Willwright. And a first down for Langston, and a UCO player's down. I think that's J.K. Moore.
I think he's just cramping. It looked like he tried to run off, and then he just dropped. I think it's his calves cramping up. And they're going to work on him.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 as they work on Moore. I mentioned that Emporia State game. I think I gave the wrong score. 17-12 the final score of that game, not 17-13. Central Mo beat Northeastern State 63-21. There was quite a few MIAA schools that got going last week. Lots of non-conference games. Minnesota State beat Northwest Missouri State last week, 36-22. Mo West had to come back to beat NSU, 33-31 in Tahlequah. Emporia State beat Washburn, 30-14. Nebraska Kearney beat Chadron State, 18-6. And Missouri Southern lost. Of the opening game.
Especially when it's 75 degrees outside.
Empty backfield for Bardell. Sends a man in motion, takes the shotgun snap, fakes a throw on the flat, goes screen right side. Pass complete to Will Wright. Will Wright gets down inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. He's tackled there by Noah West. Be a gain of about 4 yards. They'll give him the 35, so we'll call it a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5 for Langston. Best offensive possession so far for the Lions.
Yeah, and a good thing for this UCO defense to get out there and get challenged and, have to kind of bow up and put a defensive series together against an offense that's moving the ball.
Bardell takes the snap, throws right side, pass complete. It's Will Wright again, who makes the grab inside the 30 into the 29-yard line. It's a little sticks route that time. 6 yards on the catch on a 2nd and 5. That'll move the chains. 1st and 10 Lions.
I want to remind you can email us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'll give you a shout when we do.
From the 29, empty backfield for Bardell. 5 receivers looking to throw. Floats to his left. Still floating. Throws. Passes high and incomplete. Tried to find his receiver that time. Victor Boggs on the sideline and just a little too tall for him. It'll be 2nd and 10.
A lot of time for Langston to throw that football. Broncos only rushed 3 there, but those 3 were well covered by the front 5 for Langston. And just a lot of time for the quarterback to sit back there and throw. Fortunately for the Broncos, he did not deliver a strike.
2nd down from the 29-yard line. 5:07 to go first quarter. Broncos up 21-0. Bardell looking to throw. Blitz gets hit as he throws. Floats one. Left side. Good catch. Made inside the 10-yard line. One-on-one coverage that time, and Kevin Allen went up and got it for the Lions. It'll be 1st and goal. Langston at the 7.
Yeah, Broncos kind of sold out on a blitz that time. Brought everyone. Quarterback did a nice job of just staying in there and making and putting the ball where his receiver could catch it in that one-on-one coverage. Receiver makes a nice catch. I mean, it's not like he was wide open. He went up there and made a nice grab. And Langston in serious mode or threatening position to score here.
Dalton Hurd was in coverage that time. Had one-on-one coverage. Like you said, wasn't terrible coverage. Just a really good throw and catch. 1st and goal is Travis back into the backfield with Bardell, who drops the throw. Left side for Travis in the flat. He catches, and he's taken down immediately by Connor Johnson. He's going to lose from the 7 back to the 8-yard line. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Travis knocked down at the 7-yard line for no gain.
Fans, don't forget to get your exclusive UCO Rewards Visa credit card from MidFirst Bank and earn points for merchandise, gift cards, travel, cashback, and even UCO fan gear. Plus, you'll be covered by the Visa Zero liability policy, so you'll never be charged for purchases you didn't make at MidFirst Bank. They are true to you. Member FDIC. Go to midfirst.com/UCO for details. Empty backfield on 2nd and goal. Bardell throwing, fade route right side, overthrew everybody. Again, good coverage by Hurd. It was intended for Allen. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 8.
I want to say hey to our friend Brandon Jacks. He shot us a message on Twitter.
Hey, Jacks.
Listening in. You can, as we said, you can email us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Twitter. It's @ToddOnSports or @UCO Radio is mine. And feel free to reach out any which way you can find us. If you got Todd's cell phone number, text him. He'll say hi to you. If you don't and you want it, just email me. I'll give it to you.
3rd and goal from the 7 and a timeout by Langston. We'll take it with him. 3:54 to go first quarter. 21-0 Broncos with the lead. You're listening to UCO Bronco Football.
For over 35 years, Oklahoma.
Band never plays. Langston's band never plays. I guess they just quit playing.
Welcome back. Third down and goal from the 7-yard line for Langston. Todd Lisenby along with John Fitzgerald. 3:54 to go here in the first quarter. Bardell takes a snap, fakes a handoff, rolling right, looking to throw end zone. It's tipped and incomplete. Threw it behind his receiver. I don't think Connor Johnson was looking for it. It went off his shoulder pads, and it'll be 4th down. And Langston, I believe, will try a field goal here. Be about a 24-yard field goal. Watching the replay here, I think he had the receiver open, John. He just threw it behind him. And Johnson, who never turned around and hit him in the shoulder pads, that was Victor Boggs in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, the Langston coaching staff seemed displeased with the throw, I would say.
Stanley Johnson on to try this field goal. 24-yarder from the left hash. Bardell will hold. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is blocked. Falls loose. Out to the 35. Langston jumps on it. Bardell does, probably saving a touchdown return at the 32-yard line. And that's where UCO will take over. I didn't see who blocked it. I'm trying to see on replay.
Everyone.
The block came from right up the middle, though. And the Broncos will take over at the 33-yard line. So Langston got something going there, John, but UCO, importantly, keeps the score at 0.
Yeah, just a big break for the Broncos to get through and block that field goal. I mean, that was a chip shot and, should have easily been 3 points for the Lions, but UCO makes a play.
From the 33, empty backfield for Huff. Takes the snap, 3-man rush, steps into one, hit as he throws, pass complete across midfield, and flipping down to the Langston 47-yard line. That is Dominique Dunn on the grab, and a first down for UCO. Gain of 19 yards.
Huff got absolutely leveled as he threw that ball, though. The Broncos have got to protect him a little better.
High snap this time. Huff hands it off to Mason. Nope, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and runs left for a short gain, about a yard to the, we'll give him 2 yards to the 46. That's not Mason in the backfield. That is Dev Matthews, who's in the backfield now for UCO. Empty backfield on 2nd and 8 from the Langston 46. Huff takes another high snap. This is a quarterback draw. Running down the middle of the field, has open room to the 35 and knocked down at the 32-yard line. Odom makes the tackle for Langston. It'll be first down and 10 for UCO at the 32.
Broncos going tempo. Well, but to their own detriment there as they false started on the right side of the offensive line.
Right to the flag. Timeout. Langston. This is their second charge. Timeout of the half.
So a timeout on the field. We'll take the timeout with them. 2:54 to go first quarter. 21-0 UCO with the lead. Welcome back out of the timeout. First down and 10 for UCO at the Langston 32-yard line. Huff takes the snap, hands off, and we've got a flag down, and this time it will be a penalty, I think, on the Broncos.
False start. Offense. Number 8. 5-yard penalty. First down.
And the false start is on Terrell Davis, the receiver.
Game clock operator.
Which I think most coaches will tell you is never something that should happen, right?
Yeah, you don't want that. All those guys have to do is look at the ball, right? A lot of times they're far enough out where they may not be able to hear the snap count or whatever the case may be, but you just got to watch the football.
It's now 1st and 15 from the 37. Huff takes the snap. Straight drop, looking, plenty of time, throws over the middle, pass caught by Delso, crossing at the 15 to the 10, still on his feet. About 6 Langston Lions have a hold of him. He's at the 1-yard line, and he's finally down there. He nearly carried all of them into the end zone. It'll be a 36-yard pass play.
I thought if Delso would have just kept going
clock issue,
straight, he would have scored. Well, that's what this game's going to feel like. That time that's on the clock right now.
First down.
They asked the game clock operator before that last play.
Is under further review.
Wait a minute. Now they're reviewing the play? the Langston challenge?
There was a roughing the passer with targeting.
Oh, okay, I missed
so
that.
they're reviewing that to see if there is targeting here. So they're going to get that figured out. Again, 14-7. Also, second quarter, Fort Hays State leads Mo West by a score of 10-7. Those are the games in progress right now. The University of Central Oklahoma would like to thank SSM Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony and the Oklahoma Sports and Orthopedic Institute for serving as the exclusive healthcare provider for UCO athletics. And also would like to thank Edmond Electric. Edmond Electric is a public power utility owned by the City of Edmond residents. Their commitment to Edmond residents is unmatched by ensuring the highest quality of service, 99.9% reliability, and a rapid response when you need them. Edmond Electric, now that's the power of Edmond.
Man, what a great night for football, and what a great attended game here at UCO. The home side full from what I can see. Can't see all of the upper section, but the lower section very full. Across the way, I mean, fans in every section of the visiting side, the expanded visitor side. It was debuted last season with the upper deck, and just Langston brought a fantastic crowd over. Lots of students and fans and alumni from that university. The Sports Performance Center, the deck is hopping up there. Just good to see college football back in Edmond for the 2024 season.
Yeah, and I think, obviously Langston, a team that plays NAIA football, a level below the D2 level. And you wonder why you schedule a game like this, and you look at that crowd on the other side, and you realize what this game means to so many Langston alums that are in the Oklahoma City area, and to UCO fans who I think are excited to play a team like Langston, and I know excited to watch the band at halftime tonight as well.
Well, there are, there's people that have friends that go, there's people at UCO that have friends that go to Langston, vice versa. There was, they did not.
Roughing the passer penalty will be enforced. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
So if you didn't catch all that, the roughing the passer will be enforced. However, the targeting was reversed, so the Langston player is allowed to stay in the game. But I was saying, like, the tailgating before the game, I know that the Black Student Association here at UCO did a collaborative tailgate with Langston and had a very good turnout out there. And just a fun atmosphere and a game that, you could play this game every year, and I wouldn't be upset about it.
First and goal, Broncos inside the 1 yard line. Huff under center, Carney the fullback. Matthews is the tailback in the eye. Huff takes the snap, hands to the fullback Carney, who easily burrows his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Broncos debut in the new lights as well here in stadium. And UCO leads 27-0 after that touchdown with 2:31 to go here in the first quarter.
Some of the old-timers in the stadium thought that lights were malfunctioning. They're not. That's by design. They can do some pretty creative things with the LED lighting these days, and the Broncos showing that off there. It took us to our fourth touchdown to break it out. I don't know what we were waiting on, but
I don't think it was dark enough.
Maybe that's probably it. That's a fair point.
Nicky Quevedo on for the extra point. Huff will hold. Snap is back. The hold is down. The kick is away, and it's good. Peyton Hunt, by the way, the long snapper for the Broncos on that one, who lead at 28-0. 2:31 to go first quarter. UCO with the lead. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Back to the scene for the Lions as Nicky Quevedo tees it up for the Broncos.
line. Returned out to the 15 and short of the 20-yard line on the return. That was Hamilton on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Langston at the 17. And we've got a late flag coming in after the play.
Yeah, it's
we were talking during the break. This is a long first quarter, John.
Boy, it is. And this is going to be a shame if it's on UCO, because number 30 for Langston was causing all sorts of problems in that pile, hitting players down on the ground and then pushing players as they were getting up. And then finally a UCO player kind of got in his face, and that's when the flag was thrown. So we'll see. But this...
After the play, personal foul, below the head, UCO, number 13, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Langston.
I think that was Kazan Bird they got.
Listen, you can't retaliate. That's a lot, that's kind of football 101. Is they're a lot of times going to get the second guy. Unfortunately, the Langston player did about 5 things before they got the second guy. So it wasn't just that he, did one thing and then they caught the retaliation. He was all kinds of acting up in there, and UCO got caught.
Moves the ball out to the 33-yard line where it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Langston. Empty backfield for Bardell, the quarterback, who straight drops and throws over the middle. Pass tipped and incomplete. Connor Johnson got a hand on that one up at the 42, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
I want to say hey to Jeff Slayton, who emailed us from Florida. Says, great to hear UCO football on the air again. Go Broncos. Jeff, we're glad you're listening. Jeff was a long snapper here in the 1990s and an all-around good dude. He emailed us here, ucoradio@gmail.com, and you can too.
2nd down and 10 for Langston at the 33-yard line. Broncos up 28-0 here late first quarter. Bardell, hard snap count. Quarterback draw right up the middle, runs to the 30, ball's loose, it comes out and the Broncos recover. Dylan Buckheit with his 2nd turnover of the game. He had an interception earlier, and now he's got a fumble recovery, and the Broncos have it at the Langston 45.
Yeah, just a nightmare for the Langston Lions.
Fumble recovered by the defense. First down, UCO.
By the way, I do want to backtrack on something. The Broncos had that blocked field goal earlier. Johnny Wilson got credit for that blocked field goal, so we want to give him some credit on that. And Dylan Buckheit now with an interception and a fumble recovery here in this first quarter. Welcome back to him.
And still in the first quarter.
Still in the first quarter. 1st and 10 Broncos. William Mason in at running back, new quarterback. This is Dawson Hurl in there, and Hurl looking to throw. Floats one down the middle, passes overthrown and intercepted. Down inside the 10 and returned out to the 20. Hurl chases him down at the 22-yard line, and we've got another flag down late after the play, and I think this one's going to be on Langston.
Yeah, it's either a block in the back or a blindside personal foul block. Just kind of an ugly game at the moment. You hate to see him put Hurl in, and first pass is picked off. They let him throw it down the field. But
after the play, dead ball, personal foul. Langston, number 9. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run. First down.
That was Mydre Strother. He's the one that got that face mask penalty earlier for Langston as well. So 1:59 to go. Feels like we've been around 2 minutes for about 2 hours here in this first quarter. That penalty is going to move the ball back to, I believe, the 11-yard line where Langston will have it 1st down and 10.
we'll say hi to Linda Forbes, who's listening in Lubbock, Texas. Her grandson, Logan Grayson, plays for the Broncos, former Edmond Memorial Bulldog, where my children go to school. And,
back in the day, he would have played his high school games here, too.
Yeah, if they had done that, but they have the beautiful beautiful stadium on campus now at the high school. But Linda emailed us here, ucoradio@gmail.com. We want to hear from you as well.
Bardell on 1st down, looking to throw, rolls to his right, going to run with it, steps up outside the 10 to the 15, and finally wrestled down at the 17-yard line. Jack Puckett gets him, but a good scramble from the quarterback Bardell that time. gaining 6 yards, bringing up a 2nd and 4. Broncos back home next week. 7 p.m. kick again here in Edmond. Teacher Appreciation Night against Central Missouri. First MIAA game of the year. Bardell on 2nd down and 4 from the 17-yard line. Again, working with an empty backfield. Looking to throw, right side, throws in the flats, pass complete. That's Will Wright who makes another grab, and he's right at the first down marker. He's going to have the first down. Got an extra yard with it, needed to get to the 21, got to the 22.
Pass is complete to the 22-yard line.
That's Will Wright's 4th catch of the game for 32 yards. It's a first down for Langston at the 22. Bardell has 4 receivers left side. One to the right, looking to throw, pressured, hit, gets away from the first one, but not the second one, and he's going to be dropped back inside the 15-yard line at the 14. That's Johnny Wilson who got to him. 8-yard loss, and it'll be 2nd and long, and that might be the last play of this first quarter. 20 seconds and ticking here in this first quarter. I thought the new clock rules were supposed to make these quarters go faster, John.
Lots of penalties and lots of scores.
Yeah.
Stop the clock, but Langston not in any hurry to run a play here. They're ready to flip the field and get into the second quarter and see if their luck can change a little bit.
That will put the first quarter in the book. Langston, Broncos up 28-0 at the end of one quarter. Todd Lisenby along with John Fitzgerald. Jackson Allen in the studio with us tonight. Broncos take the opening kickoff back. Kobey Stephens with the touchdown, and then 2 touchdown passes for Jet Huff. Andrew Carney had a receiving touchdown and then also ran for one as well. Broncos up 28-0 as we start quarter number 2. 2nd down from the 14-yard line, 2nd and 18 for Langston. Quarterback draw is Bardell. Will take it across the 15 to the 20, and he slides down at the 22-yard line for a gain of 8. So he'll gain back the 8 yards lost on first down to set up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, just a design run for the quarterback there, and got a little opening in the middle of that defensive line. Broncos not pressuring too hard up the field there, and some good blocking by Langston down the field. And then he went into that slide, and one of the Bronco players hit him. Those are always so dangerous because they'll err on the side of caution and give that call to the quarterback. Got to be careful.
3rd and 10, empty backfield again. Broncos show blitz. They bring 5. Throwing the flat left side, looking for the jailbreak screen, and it's blown up at the 25-yard line. Big tackle made that time for UCO by David Williams, who came in to make the play, and it'll be 4th down, and Langston will punt it away.
Yeah, there was an audible ooh from the crowd on that hit by the UCO defender, and then a little pushing and shoving after the play from the Lions side. The Langston Lions are clearly frustrated, being down 28-0 here early in the second quarter.
Resendiz back to punt again for Langston. And Kobey Stephens, who returned that opening kickoff for a touchdown, standing at his own 37-yard line. Broncos might be trying to block this one. Didn't quite get there. It's a low kick. Stephens can return it from the 32. And should have been another block in the back. There is a flag down on the Broncos as Stephens returns it out near the 40. Langston's sideline was livid, and rightfully so. There was a block in the back right in the middle of the field, and this one's going to go back another 10 yards. Broncos will have it after this penalty back inside the 25 perhaps.
Yeah, and these are the things that, this is why playing a game like this is good for the Broncos, to maybe try and work out some of the errors, you know, some of the mistakes, some of the boneheaded plays, because, I mean, unless things change dramatically, the Broncos are going to win this game, you know, I would think fairly comfortably. And
during the return, illegal block in the back, UCO number 12, 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
And so when you win a game big, it makes it a lot easier for the coaches to come in and kind of correct you in their own way in
Right.
film session, right? It's you don't want to lose the game and get your head ripped off in film, because sometimes you can lose a team early in the season by doing that. But it's easier to correct those mistakes in a win. And the Broncos have made some mistakes tonight that Coach Doral and company are going to want to get after them on.
1st and 10 for UCO from the 25. Dawson Hurl in at quarterback again. This time he'll pitch it left side to Mason, trying to get on the edge, and not much there. Gets about a yard to the 26-yard line. Good tackle that time by Odom. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Broncos going quick. Hurl hands to Mason. Big hole left side, out across the 30 to the 35, and he falls forward for the 1st down all the way up to the 38-yard line. Good run that time for William Mason, and a 1st down. UCO going fast again as Hurl takes the snap, hands to Mason again. Mason right up the middle, not a lot there. Got across the 40 to the 42. It's a gain of 4. Tackle made by Damian Lowry. 2nd down and 6. Broncos again on the ball quick as Hurl pumps right, looking, still looking, no one to throw to. Now he fires one left side, pass complete. Down across the 50 to the 44-yard line in Langston territory. That was caught by Ashton Schumann, his first grab of the year. 1st down for the Broncos. 1st and 10 at the Langston 44. Hurl throws right side, pass complete. It's Schumann again on the grab. Gets inside the 40 to the 39, gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
To the 39-yard line. 2nd and 5.
There's a reason you're not hearing John Fitzgerald much. He didn't take a break. The Broncos are just going fast. Hurl with Mason to his left. Hurl takes the snap, pressured, gets away, rolling left, and throws it away. Smart play by Hurl that time. Nobody open instead of taking the sack to throw it away.
Yeah, and that was dangerously close to a sack right there. And even though, even once he got loose from the defender, I think he was going to get caught again. And so getting rid of the football, smart decision, brings up a manageable 3rd down for UCO.
3rd down and 5 from the Langston 39-yard line. Broncos need to get it to the 34 for a 1st down. 11:51 to go here in the 1st half. Broncos up 28-0. Hurl takes the shotgun snap. 4-man rush. Has time. Steps up. Now backs up. Rolling to his left. Gets a block. And now he's hit and dropped. At the 47-yard line, he's going to be sacked. As that was a Langston player who's not on our roster who made that play. And to be fair, it did kind of look like he came out of nowhere.
I was going to say, you don't see him on the roster.
Dawson Hurl
didn't see him either. Listen, Hurl was just trying to do too much on that play right there. It broke down. It was chaotic. He needed to get rid of that football, and he just held on to it way too long. And then number 10 for Langston, who, as you mentioned, is not on the roster, came through and, just completely unblocked and unseen, put a big hit on Hurl.
First punt of the game for the Broncos. It's a high end-over-end kick. It bounces at the 15, goes back upfield, and the long snapper, Peyton Hunt, will down it at the 18-yard line. First punt of the year for Grayson Miller, and there's a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 10:55 to go 1st half. 28-0 UCO leads Langston. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
To the north end zone, we have a special contestant.
Welcome back. Broncos up 28-0. Langston with the ball at the 20-yard line, out of the timeout. Bardell working out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands to the running back Tyler, running to his left. Not a lot there as Connor Johnson strings that one out and makes the play for no gain at the 20-yard line. Good 1st half for Connor Johnson so far for UCO.
I'm going to say hi to Ray and Alexandra Garina, listening from Clovis, California. their son Adam is the starting left guard for the Broncos. Been out there doing a nice job tonight. And we're glad that they're listening in, watching, and emailing us here, ucoradio@gmail.com.
2nd down and 10 from the 20 for Langston. Bardell with Tyler to his left out of the shotgun. 4 receivers, 2 each side. Fakes a handoff, drops it on the screen to Will Wright. Will Wright makes the grab, tries to squirm away from defenders, and is able to do so out to the 28-yard line. Be a couple yards short of the first down. We'll give him the 27, so it'll be a 2nd down and 3 yards after that grab by Ivory Willwright, excuse me. Zachary Stillwell out on the tackle there for the Broncos. Ball sits about halfway between the 27 and 28-yard lines. Need to get it to the 30, so it's a 3rd down, about 2.5 here for Langston. Bardell, shotgun snap, hands to Tyler, running left, has the 1st down and more to the 30, to the 32, and it closes up really quickly. Good open field tackle again. That was David Williams, who blew up that screenplay earlier, making another good open field play. It is, though, a gain of 5 and a 1st down.
I thought Langston Falls started on that play, but I think the center just snapped it before everyone else moved. It was a kind of a discombobulated looking play on the offensive line, but neither here nor there as the Lions take that thing around the left and get what they need to get the 1st down.
Give it a 6-yard gain officially to the 33. This time Bardell fakes the handoff, keeps it, goes right, and he's hit by Connor Johnson. He's only going to get a yard out to about the 34, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Wesley Hudson in there on the tackle as well for UCO.
Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9.
Nebraska Kearney has tied it up against Northwest Missouri State. That game 14-14 late 2nd quarter, and Mo West has taken a 13-10 lead over Fort Hays State in the 2nd quarter. Second down and 9 for Langston from their own 34. Bardell taking the snap, looking to throw, floats one deep down the middle of the field. It's overthrown and incomplete. 3 Broncos running with the receiver, Victor Boggs, that time. And that ball airmailed all 4 of the people running down the middle of the field. It'll be 3rd down and 9.
That brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, and that makes it a 3rd and 9 for Langston here. A tall task to convert a 3rd and 9. Not sure they've converted a 3rd down of this length tonight against this Bronco defense.
You got Braden Darrell, Wesley Hudson, Zachary Stillwell, Noah West, all about to up front rush the passer here, and this will be a chance for them to get after it. See if UCO brings an extra rusher on this 3rd down and 9 from their own 34. Broncos rush 4. Bardell, quarterback draw, looking to go left and not going to get it. Gets out to the 38, and that's it. A gain of about 4. Jack Puckett takes him down, and it'll be 4th down at the 38-yard line for Langston. Has to be said, Jack Puckett, Connor Johnson against this defense that's really spreading UCO out with 5 receivers. The linebacker play has been pretty good for the Broncos so far.
Why is the clock stopped?
It's a good question.
Nobody called a timeout. Nobody went out of bounds. I don't understand.
Punt nearly blocked. UCO might have been able to get to that one if they wanted to. Resendiz sends Stephens back inside the 10. Now he returns it to the 15. Busting outside at the 20. Looking to get the sideline. 25-30, 35-40 to midfield. Gets a block at the 40, 35-30. Cuts back and Kobey Stephens is gone. A 99-yard kickoff return followed by a 90-yard punt return. And the Broncos lead 34-0 with 7:34 to go in the first half.
I thought there was a flag on the field, Todd, at the 25-yard line. The officials are having a conversation. I thought.
It's a touchdown. Sideline.
Okay.
So there you go, a sideline warning, and Kobey Stephens with a kick return touchdown and now a punt return touchdown. We'll see what the official yardage is on that one. It was at least 90 yards. And the Broncos lead 34-0.
We'll have to check with Chris Brannick on the last time the Broncos returned a kickoff and a punt in the same game for a touchdown. I'm sure he'll have that statistic for us here before we get out of here. But the Broncos looking good in special teams tonight here in the first half.
Kobey Stephens, the senior out of Wewoka, Oklahoma. Officially a 90-yard touchdown as Quevedo's on for the extra point. The kick is up and good. 7:34 to go first half. UCO 35, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Number 17, Jay Hamilton. Number 23, Michelle Nash. Back deep to receive the kickoff for the Lions.
Welcome back. Broncos up 35-0 after a 90-yard punt return for a touchdown for Kobey Stephens, the pride of Wewoka, Oklahoma. He returned the opening kickoff 99 yards for a touchdown, and now he returns a punt 90 yards. First UCO punt return for a touchdown since 2013 when Marquez Clark did it against Lincoln. And it was the first kickoff return for UCO for a touchdown since 2012 for Kobey Stephens tonight. Quevedo will kick it away for UCO. It's a high, short kick, going to be taken at the 5-yard line. Returned out to the 10, to the 15, and short of the 20-yard line. As the Broncos make another good special teams play. That was Hamilton on the return, and Kazan Bird makes the special teams tackle. It'll be 1st and 10, Langston at the 17.
This is going to, these games are good, as I mentioned earlier, for kind of working off some of the preseason rust, getting some of the mistakes maybe out of the way and corrected. But, if it continues to go like it's going for the Broncos, you're going to see a lot of guys play tonight and get some action here early in the season before we get into a very tough conference schedule very quickly as we host Central Missouri next week and the reigning Harlan Hill winner in Division II.
Bardell in the gun looking to throw. Floats to his right. Looking, has time, going to try to run with it. He gets across the 15 and back to the line of scrimmage. He meets Connor Johnson there. Kind of looked like that old deal of, two trains going the same speed that run into each other. They both kind of hit and didn't move.
But the quarterback was not taking the typical quarterback route on that play. He was out there to kind of put his head down and try to deliver a blow.
2nd 10 for Langston at the 17-yard line. Connor Johnson in on 5 tackles. Jack Puckett on 7 so far for the Broncos. And we've got a flag before this play and a false start on Langston.
False start. Offense. Number 6. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So that'll move the ball back to the 12-yard line where it's going to be 2nd down and 15 now.
For those that like to keep track of these sorts of things, Langston's band began leaving the stands about 6 minutes ago in game time, and finally all of them made it out. That's how big their band is, and they're going to put on a performance here at Chad Richardson Stadium at halftime. And listen, it's been 25 years since I've seen Langston's band, I believe, but I still remember them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them perform at halftime.
Bardell on 2nd and 15, steps up, going to run with it to the 15, the 20, and out near the 25-yard line. Nice run. He's tackled out there after the run by David Williams. But a nice scamper gets him 13 yards on a 2nd and 15 and sets up a 3rd and 2.
3rd
And these are the places, even though it's a 35-0 game here in the second quarter, these are the plays that the Bronco coaching staff want to see. Is the defense dialed in? Do they have what it takes to stop this Langston offense on a 3rd and short and get them off the field?
3rd down and 2 from the 25. Bardell fakes the handoff, looks to throw, and miscommunication. He throws it over the head of Wheelwright in the left flat, and it's going to be 4th down, and Langston will again punt it away. And Terrell Davis going to return this one. Kobey Stephens might still be tired.
It's an early season. He's not in mid-season shape yet,
Yeah,
probably.
I don't think he was out there for that entire defensive possession.
He's run a few sprints tonight.
Yeah, he has. Davis standing at his own 35 for the punt from Resendiz. .6:10 to go here in the first half. 35-0 Broncos lead. Langston runs on a player late, and they're going to have a delay of game penalty.
The Broncos have come after and come really close on several punts tonight. Now the punter is going to be backed up even closer to his own end zone as he's standing on about the 6-yard line. See if the Broncos come after this thing.
So it's 4th down from the 20. Davis standing at his own 43. It's a low spiraling kick toward the sideline. UCO is going to get away from this one, let it bounce to the 45 and down to the Bronco 42-yard line. So it's a 38-yard punt with no return. UCO has it 1st down and 10 with 5:58 to go here in the first half. We'll see who we see at quarterback. We saw Jet Huff earlier, and it looks like Huff is back on the field for this possession for UCO.
It's good that the Broncos can get some different guys work and kind of put the different quarterbacks in there to see different looks. 2 different kinds of quarterbacks are those 2, and so it's good that they get the chance to get both guys in and get some work in tonight.
New running back in the game, Quincy Thompson next to Huff back there. Thompson gets a 1st down handoff right up the middle to the 45 and out to the 47-yard line. Got a 5-yard run on 1st down. It'll be 2nd and 5. Broncos going fast here. Huff on 2nd down. Again, hands to Thompson right up the middle. 50, 45, big hole, runs into his own blocker and goes down inside the 40 to the 36. Thompson got tackled by Dominique Dunn more so than a Langston player there.
Listen, you gotta make a move, even if it's your own guy. You got to put a move on. His running into the back of his blocker is what slowed the play up and allowed the Langston defenders to get there. If he would have cut off of Dunn, one direction, he might have gotten some significant yardage out of that play.
They'll give him the 37. It's a gain of 16. 1st down. Another handoff. This is William Mason back in the game, who angles off guard right and gets about 2 yards to the 35. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
35-yard line, a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Broncos on the ball quick as Huff takes the snap. Straight drop. Looking, throwing deep down the middle of the field. Davis has it inside the 10 at the 5 and into the end zone. Terrell Davis with the touchdown grab, and the Broncos lead now 41-0 with 4:45 to go in the first half, and Jet Huff has his 3rd touchdown pass here in this season opener.
Just a great throw. I mean, a dart right over the middle by Huff, and the receiver does a nice job getting open as the defender falls down and catches the ball for the touchdown.
Terrell Davis from Choctaw, Oklahoma with the touchdown as Quevedo will come on for his 6th extra point here in this first half. The snap from Peyton Hunt is on the money. The hold is good from Jet Huff, and Quevedo bangs it home. 4:45 to go first half. Broncos 42, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football.
Broncos 42.
Welcome back here at Chad Richardson Stadium. 42-0 UCO with the lead. Still late second quarter, 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. That touchdown drive for the Broncos, 4 plays, 58 yards. Jed Huff, 35 yards to Terrell Davis for the touchdown. Ball is pitched back on the kickoff return and returned out to the 10, to the 15, and out to the 17-yard line. That was Hamilton who got the kickoff, and he pitched it back to Mikkel Nash, who returned it out to the 17. They'll give him the 18-yard line, and that's where Langston will have it, 1st and 10.
Weird optics on that play, too, because he pitched it back into the end zone. Right. You don't see that very often, and obviously there was no one close enough to make that a problem, but had he run it out and pitched it back into the end zone and they had some problems, that's a safety.
Reese Roller from Claremore making the tackle there for the Broncos on special teams. First and 10 for Langston at their own 18-yard line. Broncos show 3-man rush as Bardell drops to throw, setting up one over the middle, and it's caught but immediately dropped as Connor Johnson. Pass is caught, but the receiver is dropped and tackled at the 21. They'll give him the 22. So it's a 4-yard gain on the grab. Catch made by Kevin Allen. 2nd and 6 upcoming.
Caroline Payne emails us here in the booth, says, loving this score. That's all it says. And then I'm sorry, Caroline. It's signed Caroline Brown. But assume Caroline is a UCO fan and glad that she emailed us, ucoradio@gmail.com.
2nd and 6 as Bardell drops, throws right side, pass to Willwright. Did he grab it? Incomplete. Didn't stay in bounds. Ivory Willwright has done a really good job for Langston. He's probably been the brightest spike for them offensively, and he made a good catch that time. He just couldn't get that toe down in bounds.
Yeah, good getting by the defender, too, putting a hit on him, forcing the issue, getting him out of bounds.
That was Kobey Stephens on the coverage, who's done everything else tonight. Returned a kickoff and a punt for a touchdown in this game as Kobey Stephens. 3rd down and 6 from the 22 for Langston. Need to get up to the 28 for a 1st down. Bardell dropping to throw, 3-man rush, rolling to his right. Pressured, backs up inside the 10, throws back across his body, and it's caught by Willwright, who stays in bounds and falls at the 26, short of the 1st down. He threw that ball about 50 yards in the air from one sideline to the other. Dangerous pass for just a 2-yard gain, or 4-yard gain, I should say. And it's going to be 4th down, and Langston will have to punt again.
4th down and 2.
Yeah, a lot happening on that play for not much result, but give credit to the quarterback who stayed alive back there under a lot of pressure. I thought he was going to get sacked quite easily if he didn't get rid of that ball, and he actually made a throw that was productive, just not productive enough.
So 4th and 2 as Resendiz will punt it off again, and Davis will return it for UCO. Davis lets it bounce, and it's down at the Bronco 38-yard line. So a punt of 36 yards with no return, and UCO will have it 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line.
1st and 10, Broncos.
Broncos looking to put 7 more on the board here in this last 2 minutes and 45 seconds. As Jed Huff will be back in at quarterback, Jalen Cottrell in at running back for this possession. Dominique Dunn, your tight end. We got C.J. Williams, Jaden Gray in at wide receiver for the Broncos. Here's a handoff to Cottrell, right side, who angles across the 40 to the 42. Gain of about 4 on 1st down. It'll bring up a 2nd and 6.
Just about the 42-yard line.
They'll mark it at the 41, so we'll call it a 2nd and 7.
You think the Broncos might just run a little clock here and get to halftime?
Huff going to throw. Huff looking over the middle, complete. That's Hagen Hacker on the grab. And he gets down up, I should say, to the 46-yard line from the 41. 5-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 2.
And as I said that, they threw the ball.
Broncos going to go quickly as Huff takes the snap. And on a quarterback sneak, gets up to the 49-yard line. We will have something that's new this year in college football, the 2-minute timeout. We'll take it with them. 2 minutes to go, first half. If you're watching on the stream as well, 1st and 10 Broncos at the 49 after that 2-minute timeout. Huff in the gun. Hands to Cottrell right side, and Jalen Cottrell might be gone at the 40, 30, cuts back at the 20, to the 10, at the 5. He's hit and dropped at the 1-yard line. Jalen Cottrell with a 50-yard run. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. Broncos are going to go quick here and probably try to quarterback sneak this in.
They're lined up.
1st and goal. Huff takes the snap. Quarterback sneak in the end zone. There is a flag down.
This is going to be on UCO. I mean, he wouldn't be running in like that.
Yeah, they stopped play.
Or he's saying unabated to the quarterback, the defender, because there were Langston players still trying to get down the field and get lined up.
Offside.
So it is offside.
Defense number 9 in a neutral zone at the snap. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
But they don't have to stop that play like that.
Yeah,
unless there's a safety issue.
I think they only do because he was, like you said, in a position where he could have hit the quarterback.
Yeah, but
probably shouldn't have stopped it, though. You're right.
No.
Hey, it's first game for them, too.
Ever?
I don't know that it's first ever. So it's 1st and goal inside the 1 again. And are the Broncos going to call a timeout here?
Timeout. UCO. First charge of the half.
UCO will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. 1:46 to go. Broncos a yard away from scoring. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Welcome back. Broncos with the ball at the 1-yard line. 1:46 to go here in the first half. UCO trying to make this a 48-0 game. Broncos will get to the line quick. Out of the shotgun. Huff hands it off. Left side, Jalen Cottrell easily waltzes in for the touchdown. 48-0 now. The Broncos on top. Jalen Cottrell in the end zone. He's got a receiving touchdown already. And now he runs for one as well. And the Broncos will send on Nicky Quevedo for his 7th extra point of this ball game.
They already gave it to us on the scoreboard.
Snap back. The hold is down. Quevedo knocks it through. 1:43 to go first half. UCO 49, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Welcome back as the Broncos kick it away. Quevedo's kick taken at the 10-yard line, out across the 20 to the 21. And that's where Langston will start this drive, as Hamilton on the return. I think we have, do we have a flag down?
I don't see one, but they are having a discussion, the officials. Admittedly, Todd, my eyes are not what they used to be, but
That's why you got those binoculars.
I don't see a flag. Oh, yeah, I could use those. I don't see a flag.
I don't either, but the officials are talking things over.
Anywhere. I don't know what they're talking about.
And what's interesting is they're having this conversation, and the white hat's not anywhere near them.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
It's like he said, you guys figured out and report back to me, and now they're reporting back to him.
They're working out their first game mechanics as well. I think the referee's going to talk to us now and tell us what's going on.
Red ball, personal foul, targeting, UCO number 24. The previous play of targeting is under further review.
Then that's David Williams who is called for the targeting penalty.
And it was a dead ball targeting?
Yeah, it's a weird one. You don't see that very often.
Yeah. And so you were mentioning earlier when they went to check the targeting out that the MIAA has instant replay, the only conference in Division II that does. And so they have the luxury of checking out a targeting call on the spot rather than waiting until halftime, which is what they used to do. They'd go in and look at it at halftime and decide if it was the right call or not, which sometimes costs people playing time. But one of the things that the MIAA mandates in the conference is that they don't show the replay on the scoreboard on the Jumbotron while they're reviewing it because it's a different angle. There are specific cameras that are set up just for instant replay. So the stream that you guys see at home and the in-stadium fan cameras and such that are on the Jumbotron, those aren't the angles the officials are looking at. So they don't show them here in the stadium because it's not the same evidence that the officials are looking at on the replay camera.
Some updates from around the MIAA. 2 games are already in the third quarter. We're not even to halftime yet. Those 2 games, 14-14 between Northwest Missouri State and Nebraska Kearney. That game early, just underway, third quarter. And then also Missouri Western and Fort Hays State, they're tied at 13 in the third quarter. One other game at halftime, and that is Pittsburgh State, who has a 28-10 lead at halftime over Missouri Southern. Those are the 3 games currently in progress in the MIAA. There were some finals from earlier today. 63-21, the final score for Central Mo over Northeastern State University. As Zach Zabrowski, the Central Mo quarterback, picks up right where he left off. How about this line for Zach Zabrowski, the Central Mo quarterback who will be here in Edmond next week? 38 of 48, 503, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, and he also ran for a touchdown.
Man, he's a special talent that they have up there in Warrensburg, and we saw him last year early in the season, and the Broncos played against Central Missouri pretty tough at halftime. It was a close game, and then the second half they pulled away, and then they pulled away from almost everybody they played the rest of the season. So
let's hear from our referee.
So what's interesting?
There is a late hit penalty, I think.
But
right?
was there? I mean, did they even? That was interesting because he did call a personal foul. So that
they haven't moved the ball though.
Well, and he didn't give the same explanation. Whereas earlier he said the personal foul still is still enforced, but he didn't say at that time. So
Langston will start at the 21-yard line after that targeting review. By the way, one other game today, 17-12, Emporia State defeats Angelo State in a non-conference game today. 1st and 10 for Langston at the 21. Bardell in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands off. Nope, fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Down the middle of the field for Will Wright, and he overthrew it. Ivory Will Wright, the intended wide receiver. Willie Rice was in coverage for the Broncos. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Got a text from a friend that says, man, I've never seen so many penalties in a game. And there's been a lot. It's been, somewhat sloppy. But, there's a lot of frustration when you're down 49-0. And people get a little loose when you're up 49-0.
2nd and 10 from the 21. Bardell looking to throw. Throws it down the middle. Pass is knocked away and incomplete. Good coverage for UCO that time as Dalton Hurd got a hand in there. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Broken up on the play by number 27, Dalton Hurd.
You mentioned this earlier, John. Really good crowd here this week. And next week, going to need every one of these fans back in the stands. Central Mo, number 2 in the country, coming in here next week.
Yeah, it should be fun, though. Another night game for the Broncos. And looks like the student support is very good. And what they're seeing tonight is, that the Broncos might have a good team out here. So
3rd and 10, Bardell looking to throw, pressured, throws, left side, pass caught. First down across the 30 to the 35 and struggling up to the 37-yard line. That's Allen on the grab for Langston, gain of 12. Kevin Allen makes the grab and a 1st and 10 for Langston. Correction, gain of 16. Under a minute to play now, first half. Langston not in a big hurry. 5 receivers here. Empty backfield for Bardell. Looking to throw, steps into one, complete across midfield to the UCO 48. It's Kevin Allen again. Good throw and catch that time. Nice gainer. And 1st and 10 for Langston. And UCO wants a timeout. 36 seconds to go first half. Broncos going to take the timeout. We'll take. Welcome back after the timeout. 1st and 10 for Langston at the UCO 48-yard line. Todd Lisenby, John Fitzgerald, Jackson Allen, our in-studio producer on KOKC this evening. Bardell, empty backfield, looking to throw. Steps up, down the middle, incomplete. Pass too far out in front of his intended receiver, Odom. And it'll be 3rd down and 10 at the UCO 48.
We just cannot get to halftime. The clock continues to stop here because both teams want to get there. The Broncos want to get there and kind of reset and talk about their game plan for the second half, which I'm sure will involve seeing a lot of guys play that didn't play in the first half. And Langston wants to get in there and have their adjustments and halftime talk too about finishing this game strong.
Bardell looking to throw, left side, pass is knocked down and incomplete. It's Willie Rice again on the coverage for UCO, and it's going to be 4th down. And now a decision for Langston with 26 seconds left. Do you try to go for it here? I mean, honestly, John, I don't see why not. I don't think UCO is going to try to score if they get the ball back.
No, I think UCO would probably take a knee if there was a turnover on downs, would be my guess. So it is 3rd down. I thought that was wrong. The down marker was wrong on the last play, so this is 3rd down. Well, then I'd go for it.
Yeah, I would as well. Good call. It says 4th and 10 on the scoreboard, but this is a 3rd down and 10 play from the 48. Empty backfield for Bardell. Just a 2-man rush for UCO. Bardell rolling left, pressured, throws across his body, pass is complete. A flag comes down in the secondary. And we've got a second flag after the play here as the ref throws his hat in the air as things are getting a little chippy in this game.
Yeah, and I fear that, I don't know what the first flag is, maybe a hold or a pass interference, but the second one, I feel like Willie Rice might have retaliated. He took a push from the Langston receiver, and then he retaliated with hands to the face.
I think that
There are multiple fouls on the play. Pass interference. Offense, number 12. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay third down. There are 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties after the play, 1 on each team. Unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 12, defense number 0. Those penalties offset. Third down. That is the first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game for both players.
Are at the 40-yard line with 6 seconds to go, and now Langston's going to could have just got down in bounds there, and we'd have been at halftime.
And again, I think if you're Langston, you could run a play here on 4th down. And like I said, I think UCO probably wants to get to halftime as well, but they are going to punt the ball here.
Coach Dorrell just looked at Kobey Stephens and said, just fair catch this thing. Stephens standing at his own 20-yard line. He's already got a 99-yard kickoff return and a 90-yard punt return touchdown tonight. Low snap, no rush. Resendiz will kick it away. Stephens calls for the fair catch right as it hit his foot and will fair catch it at the 18-yard line, and that will take us to halftime. 49-0 UCO with the halftime lead, and it hasn't been pretty, but the Broncos have gotten the job done through 30 minutes. We're going to take a break here for those. Yards and a touchdown. Jacob Delso 2 for 37, Ashton Schumann 2 for 18, and Andrew Carney 2 for 14 and a touchdown. The big story on this game also Kobey Stephens, who has a 90-yard punt return touchdown and officially a 98-yard kickoff return touchdown for the Broncos in that first half. As we start the second half, the Broncos will kick it away. John, what'd you make of the halftime band performance for Langston?
I thought it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
It was amazing, wasn't it?
Really a lot of fun, and I love the partnership between the two schools to put this thing on and allow them to come do that. It was really fantastic.
Quevedo's kick going to be taken at the 2-yard line and returned from there. Out to the 5, to the 10, to the 15, and just short of the 20-yard line on the return for Langston that time. That was Mikkel Nash. And they'll mark him right at the 20, and that's where Langston will have it 1st and 10. I know the score is lopsided right now, John, but if you're UCO, what are you looking to improve on here in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, just no stupid penalties, no missed assignments, which are things that you and I might not see right away up here in the booth, the missed assignments, but they'll catch those on film, as they review them. They want to see these guys being sound, being playing assignment football, and not doing anything silly. And it looks like they've got the starting unit out there here to start the second half. I'm curious to how long we'll see those guys consistently remain out there.
Bardell with Tyler, the running back, behind him in the pistol. Tyler Travis, and it's a fake handoff to Travis, and it's a throw on the flat left side, and pass is complete. That's Ivory Wilwright, who makes his 8th grab of the game. This one's for 11 yards from the 20 out to the 31 and a first down. I will say, John, defensively, you take pride in the 0, right? Like, you want to keep that 0 on the board even if you shuffle new guys in.
I mean, there's no question about that, but, I think that you want to get your guys work as well. And so I'm not saying that, they have to play the lowest guys on the depth chart. But you want to play your 2s, guys that are going to maybe be needed this season.
Hand off to Travis on first down, and he runs from the 31 up to about the 32. In fact, they're going to mark him down right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Zane Adams on the tackle. John, you know where he's from?
Haskell.
Haskell. Do you know what their nickname is?
I do, but
They're the Haymakers.
They are the Haymakers.
They're the Haymakers. 2nd down and 10 upcoming.
It's your favorite mascot in Oklahoma, right?
It's up there, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good one. I like the Atoka Wampus Cats. That one's pretty good.
Pretty strong.
I like Claremore. They're the zebras, and they're not black and white, which I find interesting. They're red and white. 2nd and 10 is Bardell looking to throw. Over the middle, pass caught. 1st down, Boggs on the grab. Stephens chasing him down, gets across midfield to the Bronco 45 and all the way to the Bronco 44. Good grab that time by Victor Boggs. That'll be a gain of 23 yards and a 1st down.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, Langston, went in at halftime. They said, hey, you guys, you going to come out and pack it up, or are you going to show some pride and put some work in and get better? Because, Langston wasn't a terrible team last year at the NAI level. They had a winning record, and they, looking to have a chance to do that again this year against that competition. So, they need to put some work in and improve for the rest of their season.
25 yards on that last pass as a handoff to Tyler Travis on 1st down, and he's immediately pulled back. It's Jack Puckett there again. No gain on the play as he's wrestled down to the ground. Langston, you mentioned they're picked 4th preseason in the Sooner Athletic Conference, so expected to have a winning record again this year. Second down and 10 upcoming for the Lions. From the Bronco 44-yard line. Bardell looking to throw, right side, going deep. Pass is caught at the 15, the 10, and down to the 1-yard line. There's a flag down back at the line of scrimmage, but this is a long gainer, and Coach Dorrell's pointing the other way like it's going to go against the Lions. Might be an illegal formation the way it was thrown right at the snap.
Lions can't catch a break, but if they committed a penalty, they committed a penalty. Officials are going to talk it over. Referee's going to tell us now.
That was Wilwright again on the grab.
Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty to the previous spot. Replay. 2nd down.
Well, you hate that for the offensive lineman that was downfield. You don't want to be that guy. Todd, we've talked about it before, but, when I played college football, when you played college football, they did not announce who the penalties were on, so you got to live a little bit in anonymity if you were holding or downfield, but no longer. So everybody knows who it was, and that's not a good feeling.
So now to be 2nd down and 15 from the UCO 49. Bardell has Tyler Travis behind him. Correction, that's a new running back. That's Rorick Hawkins who's in there. Is Bardell looking to throw? Fakes right, going to run left, gets outside to the 45-40, cuts back 35-30, 25-20, down inside the 10, and down to the Bronco 8-yard line. Good run that time by Torrance Bardell. I think our referee has his mic open, and that's why you heard the echo there.
I thought we went to a 3-man booth, and nobody told me.
So it'll be 1st and goal for the Lions at the Bronco 8-yard line.
Shout out to Randy Kemp for that analysis there.
We've seen Langston get down here once before and have a field goal block tonight. We'll see if the Lions can pay off this drive with some points.
Yeah, and they've really put a nice drive together, even with, stubbing their own toe with some penalties. That one was not a speaking of stubbing your own toe, that one was kind of a mess right there.
Center snapped the ball because the play clock was about to run out, but Langston wasn't ready.
Prior to the snap, timeout.
And they do get a timeout, and we'll take the timeout with them. 10:40 to go and ticking for some reason. Here in the 3rd quarter, Broncos with the lead 49-0. UCO Bronco football will return after this.
Oh, he just stopped it.
Welcome back out of the timeout. First and goal for Langston at the UCO 8-yard line. Bardell in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws, and threw it right into the turf and incomplete. It'll be second down and goal upcoming. You mentioned it, John. To their credit, Langston could very easily have just gone into a shell, and they've come out and immediately hit back at the Broncos on this first drive of the second half.
Well, I was, talking at halftime with Brandon Carter, who was up here in the booth, former defensive back, All-American back in the late 90s. And we were talking about the game against them in 97. We were up 51-0 at halftime. We played our reserves the whole second half, and Langston still didn't score. Like, they were completely out of the game. They did not care at that point. This team clearly cares. They're coming in, and they know they have a season they can salvage, and they're getting after it.
Bardell looking to throw left side end zone. Passes incomplete. Receiver couldn't get his foot down. That was Victor Boggs, who caught it but landed on the white instead of the blue in the end zone, and it'll be third and goal.
Man, it's a game of inches, and Langston just, again, not catching a break here. I'm checking the replay on the scoreboard here. That was a good call by the official. Foot was out. I was thinking, man, if it wasn't, this would be Langston's chance to get a play reviewed, but definitely out of bounds there.
Third and goal from the 8 for the Langston Lions. Looking to get on the board, and we've got another stoppage here. Might be another timeout by Langston.
They see a chance to score. Oh, they're going to review it. Yeah, that's a bad decision. They show it on the big scoreboard here. Like, that's a bad decision by Langston's coaching staff, because that thing wasn't really even that close.
Yeah, so they're going to review that. As 10:19 to go third quarter, it's 49-0. And listen, to Langston's credit, they don't get reviews at their level. You get them for one game this year, use it, right? You can't take it home.
Throw that red flag.
That's right. That's right.
Challenge flag.
And, I don't know if there's a ton to lose, really. What are you going to lose, a timeout?
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. It's got to be a weird thing to play a game where you don't, hey, like, this isn't a rule when we usually play, but today it's a rule. You know what I mean? And you're not used to handling that and being strategic about that process.
Checking the MIAA scoreboard right now. Again, 2 games from earlier tonight, or earlier today, I should say, as Emporia State beat Angelo State 17-12. And then also Central Mo defeated Northeastern State 63-21. Central Mo, number 2 in the country, their season opener today. They put up 63, and Zach Zabrowski, their quarterback, has 503 yards passing and 6 touchdowns in that game for Central Mo. And then games in progress right now. Fourth quarter, Fort Hays State leads Mo West 23-16. Also fourth quarter, and Nebraska Kearney up 21-14 on Northwest Missouri State. And one other game, and that is Pitt State and Missouri Southern. And again, last update on that game is there's some issues with the live stats there. The last update there, 28-10, Pitt State with the lead in that ball game at halftime. We got one all year, and he just used it.
So not the field, the call stands. The call was confirmed, which means on video they saw that it was definitely the correct call.
Gotta hate that if you're the ref too, because the tent is on the complete opposite side of the field.
Got to get some early season conditioning in.
He had to run 100
They've
yards.
had to do it 3 times today to go check out some targeting and getting some work in.
So third and goal from the 8 now for Langston after that incomplete pass is confirmed. Bardell in the shotgun. Bardell looking to throw. Steps up, going to try to run for it at the 5, down to about the 4, maybe the 3-yard line. It's going to be taken down there at the 3 by Hunter Largent, the senior from Noble, and it'll be 4th down and goal at the 3.
And they don't appear to be taking the route of just trying to get 3 points on the board. They look like they're going to keep the offense on the field and try to put this one in the end zone. So big defensive play here. Now, these are UCO's defensive starters, so this isn't, like the second group. So this is a big play. These are the kinds of things that, again, the coaching staff want to see how this defense reacts.
4th and goal at the 3. Bardell, quarterback draw, right up the middle, and he's not going to get it. Taken down at the 3-yard line is hitting him in the backfield were Johnny Wilson and Zane Adams, and the Broncos take over on downs after the 4th down stop.
One of the Langston receivers got knocked over and then just did a snow angel for a little while on the ground. The referees went over to check on him, and I think he was like, yeah, I'm fine. God, it's just been a long night.
So the Broncos have it 1st and 10 at the 3-yard line. Looks like a few backups on the offensive line here for UCO to start this second half, but it will be Jet Huff in at quarterback for the Broncos again. Broncos going to do a little sugar huddle right behind the line there. Carney at fullback. It's a handoff to the running back, running right side, big hole, 10, 15, cutting back at the 20. Out to the 25, 30, 35, 40. This is Mason still on his feet at the 45 to midfield. A 47-yard run for William Mason, and the Broncos have it 1st and 10 at the midfield stripe.
We were awfully close to having our third 90-plus yard touchdown. I mean, really just a block away there as Langston players.
Timeout for injury. Langston player injured. That is Burchard Glaspie, who's headed off to the bench. From midfield, 1st and 10. Huff throws it left side, complete to Delso, and Delso's going to get about 3 yards from midfield down to the Langston 47. It'll be 2nd and 7. Don't forget you can email us here in the booth, ucoradio@gmail.com if you want to give us a shout. 2nd down, handoff to Carney. Carney running left and tripped up. Good open field tackle that time as Carney gets from the 47 down to the 44, and Savella Greer makes the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Broncos.
3rd down and 4.
Huff takes the snap, hands to Carney again, running left, looking for the 1st down, has it, 40, 35, 30, lowers his head, 25, and finally out of bounds at the 24-yard line. Ushered out of bounds by Andrew Compere, and it'll be 1st down for the Broncos.
Like to see UCO running the football well. This offensive line, which is not the starting unit, doing a nice job of putting bodies on bodies here. I think Langston's got some reserves in potentially on some of their defenders up front too.
Huff pumps, looking right side, throws, end zone, it's caught, touchdown. Jacob Delso with the grab. And the Broncos have hung half 100. It's 55-0 UCO with 7:37 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Jet Huff with his 4th touchdown pass of the night.
3rd quarter replays presented by Reason.
And, football has evolved a little bit. I think in, the time that I played, they'd say, why are you throwing it into the end zone? You're up by a lot. But these offenses are so built around the passing game now, whereas ours wasn't. You have to get out there and get reps, and it's the first game of the season, so you got to throw the football a little bit, and UCO puts that one in the end zone.
Quevedo's 8th extra point of the night. The snap was high. Jet Huff did a good job getting the snap down, but Quevedo missed the extra point wide left. 7:37 to go, 3rd quarter. Broncos 55, Langston.
Number 21, Roy Hawkins on the return for the Langston Lions from about the 3-yard line to about the 26. First and 10, Lions. Number 32, Landon Green on the carry for the Lions. No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
And he's going to be hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of about 3. That was Zion Bell who flashed in and made the play, and it'll be loss of 4 actually, back to the 22 and 3rd down and 14.
A loss of 4 on the play.
I feel like there's been some pretty good tailgating going on here at the game tonight, and from the looks of things, it looks like it's still going pretty strong on the Langston side. I kind of want to go over there and see if there's some good grub going on.
3rd down and 14 from the 22. Bardell looking to throw, pressured, hit, and sacked. Noah West got there first. 3 Broncos took him down. Jack Puckett was there, and now we've got a flag after the play on a Langston player, I believe.
Yeah, 64 is about to get ejected. That's about his 4th penalty of the night, but that one was a straight-up punch. And he came in late. The quarterback got his helmet came off, and the quarterback got up chirping, and the offensive lineman came in to defend him, but it was kind of like shoot first, ask questions later.
Right.
Like I don't think there wasn't anything going on other than the quarterback's helmet came off, and he just came in and punched a guy from UCO. So I think 64 for Langston is going to be sent to the showers.
Noah West, Wesley Hudson in on that tackle. That was Hudson who was the one that got hit after the play as well.
And they're playing Friends. How many of us have them? Which is kind of a funny song to me.
By the way, DJ Danny has killed it tonight. You can see her up here in the booth next to us. She's over there on the far side. I don't know if you've noticed that or not.
The one standing up.
Yeah,
there?
yeah. But right. She's killed it with the music tonight.
Let's hear what we got.
Dribbling on the field, 4th down. After the play, dead ball. Flagrant personal foul. Offense number 64. Threw a punch. After this is the goal for a dead ball spot. 4th down. Number 64 has been ejected from the game.
So just like you called it, John, it was a punch. And so it'll move the ball back to the 7-yard line. It'll be punt formation as Kobey Stephens, and again they're telling him just fair catch this one. Kobey Stephens will be back in punt return. Hey, listen, I don't know if this will be a weapon all year, but if Kobey Stephens is going to be a weapon in the return game, it's something the Broncos haven't had for quite some time, John.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we haven't had kickoff returns or punt returns for touchdowns in,
over a decade
11,
for both,
11, 12 years, that's something that we can definitely use. And in the conference that the Broncos play in, a quick score never hurts your feelings.
Langston trotting on a guy late here. I think we've had one tonight, but I think we're coming up on a year since we had one at the beginning of this game. That's how long this game's taken. As Resendiz kicks it away, and Stephens will make the fair catch at the Langston 45. So the Broncos have it 1st and 10 at the Langston 45-yard line. And there is a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 6:04 to go third quarter. UCO 55, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Next break, I know we've got a few emails that have come in that John will get to. Dawson Hurl in at quarterback for the Broncos. William Mason still in at running back on this first down play. It's a fake handoff to Mason. Hurl will keep it at the 40, 35, 30, 25 to the 20. Hurl at the 15, the 10, the 5. He lowers his head. And is he into the end zone? He is. Touchdown Broncos. 45 yards for Dawson Hurl, and the Broncos lead is now 61-0 with 5:54 to go here in the third. Hurl threw that pick earlier, John, and that's one way to get some confidence back.
Yeah, it was a really nice run, and Hurl, I mean, he went left and then around the line of scrimmage and then went back to the right and really fought for that touchdown. It was really close at the pylon, but he managed to get himself in. Langston players disagreed, but, they're supposed to disagree.
Quevedo on for the extra point. This time the snap is much better. The hold is down and the kick is good. 5:54 to go third quarter. UCO 63.
I just messed up the whole program and beat it. Jay Thompson with the Kelly Nash back to receive for the Lions.
Welcome back as Nicky Quevedo kicks it away into the end zone and returned out across the 5 to the 10 and short of the 15-yard line. Wrapped up and slung down is the Langston return man. It was Nash on the return, and they'll give him, I think, the 15 on forward progress, and that's where Langston will have it 1st and 10. John and Noah mentioned UCOradio@gmail.com. We've got a lot of emails coming in tonight.
Yeah, I got one in from Brandon Killingsworth. Real nice email, and appreciate Brandon sending that, and glad that we can bring you the action. Brandon mentions that his daughter is the Black Student Association president at UCO, and how hard they worked bringing together Langston and UCO to jointly tailgate pregame and have some fellowship and camaraderie. And it really was a good scene out there and a real bright spot of this ball game. So, Brandon, thanks for the email, UCOradio@gmail.com.
Bardell on first down, and I think the Broncos jumped here.
It did look that way, right? Defensive end.
Yeah, I think he jumped, and that made a lineman move, and that's why this penalty is going to be on UCO. Our referee's having a long discussion, probably too long a discussion for a 63-0 game, if I'm being totally honest with you.
I feel like they could just go, just whatever.
That's where the UCO players should just go, hey, man, it's on us. Just, oh, maybe not. So he moved the football, and that's why UCO is in the neutral zone. Ethan Stites was the player in the neutral zone, so it'll be 1st and 15 now from the 10 for Langston. First down as Bardell will throw right side. Pass is tipped, and it is intercepted. I think the Broncos picked it off.
They did.
They did. Interception UCO. As on the tip drill, it's Curtis Miller who got it. And the Broncos get another turnover and have it 1st and 10 inside the Langston 20.
Yeah, and this is, unfortunately, I mean, obviously the two teams are pretty horribly mismatched. And, you think about, you hear people talk about things like running up the score and things like that. Like, UCO can't do anything about intercepting the ball and having it at the Langston 17-yard line. That's just where they have the ball. So They don't have to do anything fancy here, but they're probably going to score.
Well, listen, Langston has to do what they have to do to try to manage their schedule, but they throw the ball a lot, which means a lot more plays and a lot more bad things can happen against this UCO defense. As now we got movement again, and this time we'll see if it's on.
This one looked like Langston jumped into the neutral zone, causing the offensive player to move. As a matter of fact, the offensive player reached out and intentionally touched him, just to kind of get his point across. So I think this one's going to go against the Lions, and their body language would indicate that.
Defense, number 52, causing a reaction. 5-yard penalty. First down.
That's the 13th penalty on Langston for 78 penalty yards now. And it'll make it now a 1st and 5 at the Langston 12-yard line. Hurl in at quarterback, empty backfield. Wonder if maybe we're going to see a little quarterback run action here for Hurl, who just scored on a 45-yard touchdown run. Hurl takes the snap. He's going to throw quickly, right side, screen play, caught, bouncing off a tackle at the 15 to the 10 and spun down near the 5-yard line. That's the first catch of the year for Christian Romero, and it will be a first down on the gain. 7 yards on that 1st and 5, and it'll be 1st and goal Broncos at the 5.
So not an egregious pass to the end zone, but just a little quick screen, which is not too dissimilar from a running play. But again, these offenses are so centered around the passing attack that, you know, the only reason I wouldn't want to throw the ball as a coach here is just to continue to stop the clock. But I want Hurl to get his reps in too.
Mason at running back is going to get the handoff. Mason right side at the 5, bounces at the 2, still churning and just short at the 1-yard line. What did your old ball coach say, John? Referees love nothing more than what?
Oh, calling you down at the 1.
That referee came in so quick, the line judge did.
We'd break 47-yard runs and be down at the 1. Like, it happened all the time. It's kind of funny. But, yeah, they don't want to give you that touchdown.
So 2nd and goal for the Broncos at the 1.
He also used to like say a lot of other things.
Yeah, remember, this is radio. And I don't think they'd appreciate it on the stream either. 2nd and goal from the 1. Broncos with a fullback and a tailback, and I think they broke the huddle with 12 and are going to have to use a timeout. Timeout on the field, 3:43 to go, 3rd quarter. UCO 62, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Welcome back to Chad Richardson Stadium. Broncos break the huddle on a 2nd down and goal from the 1. Handoff to Mason running left, and he's not going to get it. Might have lost a couple yards back to the 3, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal now.
Just too much penetration there on the left side of that UCO offensive line. Again, this is a offensive line of reserves here with the Broncos up by 62 points in the 3rd quarter. But they've done a nice job moving the ball down the field tonight. Started with a short field here after the interception, and now it's their job to punch this thing in.
3rd down and goal from the 3. Hurl going to throw it. Looks left, rolls right. Still rolling, looking, throws, and throws it incomplete. Had a man back of the end zone, but didn't want to throw across his body, and the Broncos will kick a field goal, as they're unable to punch it in after 2nd and goal from the 1.
Yeah, that's disappointing with the field position, and I probably jinxed them a little bit because I said they were going to score, and they still likely will with the field goal. But
well,
Broncos.
For Nicky Quevedo here, it is nice to be in the middle of the field here and not have that tight angle that you get on some of these hash mark field goals. It's 20 yards just right of the middle of the field. Snap back to Huff. The kick from Quevedo is away, and he knocks it home. So Nicky Quevedo with his first field goal of 2024 to go with 8 extra points tonight. And with 2:58 to go in the 3rd quarter, it's now UCO 65, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. Welcome back in. Nicky Quevedo will kick it away after the field goal. This one will go into the end zone and be brought out by Langston. Out to the 5, to the 10, 15, 20. Nice return. Out near the 25-yard line. The 24-yard line is where that one's returned to. As Rorick Hawkins will return that one. It'll be 1st and 10 Langston from the 25. UCO looking to keep this shutout going, up 65-0. Todd Lisenby, John Fitzgerald, Jackson Allen back in the KOKC studios. Appreciate him tonight. I hope they're paying him hourly.
I don't know. They might have to shut down the studio.
It's a final from Kearney, Nebraska. Nebraska-Kearney sends Northwest Missouri State to 0-2. 21-14 the score there. Final from Hays, Kansas. Fort Hays State beats Missouri Western 30-16. And they are through 3 quarters in Joplin, and it's 28-10 Pittsburgh State at last update there. First down with Bardell in the gun. Fakes the handoff. Rolling right. Looking. Throwing. Complete to the 35. Out to the 37-yard line and driven backwards there. That's Boggs on the catch. For Langston. Tackle on the play for UCO made by Braden Waters. It'll be a first down for Langston at the 38. 13-yard gain. First down and 10 for Langston. 2.5 minutes to go, still third quarter here. Bardell throwing right side, pass complete to Boggs, and he's out of bounds after a short gain. Gets up to the 44, so it's 6 yards on that little out route. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Those Langston dancers for the band, they have kind of a lonely job. They sit in the stands in a formation really far apart from each other the whole game, just by themselves.
Bardell throwing again, this time left side to Boggs, who has another grab at the 50. Spins off a tackle to the 45, and finally down at the UCO 43-yard line. Nice gain there for Victor Boggs and a first down for Langston. Quick update from Joplin. It's 35-17 at last update in the fourth quarter. Pitt State leading Missouri Southern in that game. First and 10 for Langston at the UCO 43-yard line. Bardell in the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands off to Travis. Tyler Travis running to his right. Not much there. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. In on the tackle for UCO, Malachi Bird along with Jonathan Mosley. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
No gain, 2nd down and 10.
Kind of a mostly backup unit in on the defense now. Still doing a good job holding this Langston team away from the end zone, but Langston having a little success on this drive thus far.
Bardell, hard snap count, looks left, throws left, pass incomplete. Tried to get it to Green out there. Landon Green couldn't make the grab. It'll be 3rd down and 10 at the 43. And those are the type of plays, John, where it's like you don't want to run the score up, but the clock keeps stopping. Every time there's an incompletion like that, you know what I mean?
It does. I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean.
Broncos led 28-0 after the first quarter. They led 49-0 at halftime. They've added a couple of touchdowns and a field goal. Missed an extra point on one of those touchdowns. 16 points here in the third quarter. 65-0 UCO. Broncos got a player offside. Flag comes up. It's going to be a penalty on UCO as the pass is complete left side. And we've got a flag after the play as well, as that was Jalen Jackson that made the catch for, that was Mikkel Nash that made the catch for.
Yeah, I think this one,
Langston.
Langston was going to get the first down and probably decline the offside penalty, but now I think these are going to be offsetting penalties and replay the down because I think Langston's going to get hit with the personal foul.
Correction, that was Jalen Jackson.
I said that all of that, and now Langston's walking forward, so guess I'm wrong.
Well, I think what's going to happen here is you're going to have the offside on UCO. They'll decline it, and that personal foul would be after the play. So it'll probably be 1st and 10, but we'll move it back outside the 40.
Yeah.
The UCO player offside was the defensive back. He went up in press coverage, John, and he was a yard offside.
Yeah. Can't do that stuff. I mean, those are the things that can cost you in big games.
So even though technically Langston goes backwards from where the last play took place, they will have it 1st and 10 at the UCO 47-yard line.
See, I don't know why that's not a 1st and 25 in college football, because you pick up the first down, so that's done. So the chain should move, and then the dead ball foul happens after that. So
I agree.
It should be a 15-yard penalty, and it should be 1st and 25.
And that, for the record, that's every level does that.
Yeah.
That's not just a college football thing. But I agree with you. I've always thought that should be 1st and 25.
The rules makers are not getting my emails, Todd.
First down at the UCO 47, for Langston. 5 receivers. Bardell dropping a pass, pressure, throws right side, pass complete to the 45. He goes backwards to the 46, and he's spun down. It's Boggs again. They'll give him forward progress to the 45, so it's just a gain of 2. And that's going to be the last play of quarter number 3. 15 minutes on the clock, about another hour. Welcome back. One more quarter to go. Broncos up 65-0 on Langston as we start the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 8 for Langston at the UCO 45 as Bardell drops back to pass. Miscommunication with his receiver that time, Kevin Allen. And it'll be incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. Langston band is going now, John.
I know. I was kind of lost in it. I apologize.
It's easy to do.
It's mesmerizing, man. I love it.
I've spent almost as much time in the binoculars watching the band here in the last 15 minutes as I have the play.
And listen, the UCO Stampede of Sound has brought some good entertainment tonight, too, for this crowd. You got 2 bands going after it, but Langston's band, they may be the best in the state.
Bardell looking to throw. Throwing it on the screen pass, right side, pass complete. And it's going to be a 1st down as Allen's going to carry the pile past the sticks at the 37-yard line all the way down to the 36. Tried to run that little middle screen, and it really wasn't there, but Allen with good effort to get the 1st down for Langston. Bardell, empty backfield, throwing. Left side, pass is overthrown and incomplete. Tried to get it out there to Jalen Jackson, who couldn't make the play, and it'll be a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just overthrown there. It looked like there was a receiver behind the intended receiver that had a chance to catch that thing, but neither one of them could bring it in, and Langston will have another shot here.
Bardell looking to throw on 2nd down. Flips it right side to Allen. Allen gets away from a tackler at the 35 and spins his way down to the 30. Good effort that time by Kevin Allen. 6 yards. As Bardell kind of underhand flipped that one to him in the flat. It'll be 3rd and 4. Langston will be off next week, and then they'll be back in conference action on the 21st against Louisiana Christian in Pineville, Louisiana. First home game of the season for Langston against Texas College on September 28th. Third and 4 at the UCO 30-yard line for Langston here. Bardell takes the snap, rolling to his left. Looking, floating one, left side into the end zone, through his receiver's hands and incomplete. Good coverage that time for UCO. On the coverage, that was Jalen Sessions, who was there step for step with the receiver. And now it's 4th and 4, excuse me, for the Lions.
Yeah, not a bad throw there. Just, like you said, good coverage by the Broncos, step for step, and not giving up anything easy to this Lion offense.
Fourth down from the 30. Need to get it to the UCO 26 for a first down. Bardell in the gun. Takes the snap, looking left, throws quick, and it's incomplete. Looked like the ball slipped out of his hands on the throw, was trying to catch Jaden Rooks quickly on the crossing route and threw it behind him, and UCO will take over on downs at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, quarterback really frustrated with his receiver. They're having some words as he threw that ball, and the receiver, I don't even think he looked up, until it was too late and the ball was behind him. Just a frustrating night, man, for the Lions, and it's easy to have words with teammates, when things are not going well.
Dawson Hurl out there, Quincy Thompson back in at running back. We saw him a little bit in the first half. And he's out there on first down from the 30. Hurl will take the snap and hand to Thompson, running left to the 30 and out to about the 34-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down. Set up a 2nd down and 6. Tackle made that time for Langston by James Grace.
Gain of 4. 2nd down and 6.
Broncos going to slow down. They went really fast in the first half, John. It'll be interesting to see next week. You'll have 2 teams with them and Central Mo that both are really going in fast forward on offense. We'll see how that plays against each other.
I may not even come to the game next week. Might not be able to get a word in.
Hurl on 2nd down, hands off again, left side to the 40, 45, 50. This is a foot race into the secondary, inside the 20, inside the 10, and down at the 2-yard line. Quincy Thompson with a big run. 64 yards, excuse me. They're going to mark him at the 3, so 63 yards for Thompson. It'll be 1st and goal.
Now, if he's good, if he's feeling good, you pay this off by giving Quincy Thompson the ball right here and letting him finish the job and put it in the end zone.
It gets Thompson really close to 100 yards. Jalen Cottrell already at 100 yards tonight. First and goal. Hurl tries to keep it. He fumbles it. He picks it up, and he's just short.
We got a little scrum in the end zone, but
broken up quickly.
Cooler heads prevailed, I think.
So it'll be 2nd and goal from inside the 1. Thompson out 88 yards for the game for UCO. 2nd and goal from inside the 1 for the Broncos.
Letting that clock run. The first time tonight that either team has done that.
Hurl hands to Thompson. Thompson running left. Gets away from a tackler and across the goal line and in. First touchdown for Quincy Thompson of the 2024 season. And the Broncos lead is now 71-0 with the extra point pending.
I cannot recall a time where the Broncos scored over 70 points.
They scored 82 a few years ago against Northeastern.
I wasn't doing the games that year.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think that was when Chuck Bailey was with me.
No, you're right. Yeah. That was 2019, and that was my season off.
And they probably could have scored about 120 a couple of those times against Northeastern.
That's true.
Quevedo on for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 10:31 to go in the ball game. UCO 72, Langston 0. You're listening to UCO Bronco football. to Chad Richardson Stadium. 10:31 to go. Broncos with a 72-0 lead. That last touchdown drive, 4 plays, 70 yards. Quincy Thompson with the 1-yard touchdown run to pay it off for UCO. Nicky Quevedo will kick it away. This one's going to be taken inside the 5-yard line and return out to the 20, to the 25. Still on his feet near the 30-yard line on the return for Langston is Rorick Hawkins, and it'll be the 28-yard line where he's finally taken down. Willie Rice in on the stop again for the Broncos. It'll be 1st and 10 for Langston at their own 28-yard line. I know we've talked about it a million times, John, but competition goes way up next week for the Broncos.
Well, it does, and you know, to the top of the MIAA conference. So, yeah, going to be a really tough contest for the Broncos here next week, and definitely going to need the UCO fans out supporting them. 7 o'clock kickoff against Central Missouri. The Mules are a very good team. They have the Player of the Year from Division II, returning from last year, quarterback, won the Harlan Hill Trophy, and he can fire it and put up some yardage. So the Broncos are going to be tested next week for sure.
1st and 10, Langston from the 28. Bardell hands it off, and immediately hitting the backfield is the running back. About 6 different Broncos there. A flag comes in. It might be a face mask.
Boy, it sure looks like a violent jerk of the body, like it could be a face mask. I wasn't watching through the binoculars on that one, but
it was Landon Green, the ball carrier.
I was surprised to not see a flag thrown immediately. It was thrown pretty late.
It's number 44. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic. 1st down.
So that'll move the ball from the 28 up to the Langston 43-yard line. A lot of it is thinned out now, but a really good crowd here tonight, John.
Yeah, it was
must be said on both sides.
Great atmosphere. Both teams brought the crowd out, and I think everyone had a good time. Probably some had a better time than others if they're real into obviously the football game, but I think that it was a good atmosphere. And
Bardell empty backfield on 1st and 10 from the 43. High snap, looking to throw, sets up the screen, and it's blown up. Good read that time for UCO as the pass was completed to another player not on our roster. And Kazan Bird came in and made the tackle. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Have you ever heard Chad Johnson, Chad Ochocinco,
yes,
talk about his time at Langston University?
I have not.
We'll share a little bit after this play.
I didn't know he had time at Langston University.
He did. No, not many people do.
2nd down and 10. Bardell out of the gun. Empty backfield again, throwing left side, pass caught. Kevin Allen gets away from a tackle at the 35, inside the 30, and down to the Bronco 28-yard line.
You can find it online. I think it's with, I think he's on Shannon Sharp's podcast. But he was at Langston on the football team in 1997, but he wasn't there very long because he thought his roommate stole some money from him, and he beat up his roommate, and the president of the university called him in and said, "You got to go," and kicked him out of school. So I think I would have played against Chad Johnson at Langston University had he not been thrown off the team.
1st down at the 29 in Bronco territory. Bardell under pressure, rolling right, throwing right, and incomplete.
He even, he says, Dr. Ernest Holloway called me to his office and threw me out of school. And Dr. Holloway was the president of Langston at that time. So interesting story. But Chad Ochocinco's,
did his roommate steal money from him?
He said that he definitely did.
Okay.
Right. And I think he was a lineman, a big guy. And Chad says he gave him a little bit and got in trouble for it. So
I had no idea that he had time at Langston. We did have, it seems like about a day ago, but we did have Hollywood Henderson and Keith Traylor out here earlier. At the coin toss is Bardell looking to throw. This pass is intercepted. Brought back at the 40 to the 45 to midfield and out of bounds in Langston territory. That's Kazan Bird on the interception, and the Broncos as another flag comes in late after the play.
Interception by the defense. First down.
That
We'll have a
flag,
first down.
there wasn't a UCO player in the vicinity of that flag. I think number 10 came off the sideline with he's got his helmet in his hand. And I think he came out onto the field and was yelling at someone. I think that's what this is going to be. Good effort by the quarterback, who got up off the ground, and after he threw that pick, he got up off the ground and ran Bird down on the angle to make the tackle. So give credit to the quarterback for not giving up there, because that would have been an easy touchdown had he not made the tackle.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Langston, number 10. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down. That is number 10's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
Well, the bad news is that's an unsportsmanlike conduct on number 10. The good news is I don't get to call him out by name because he's not on my roster. So, thank you.
Could we, instead of the yardage, take like a 6-minute runoff? Is that an option?
7:02 to go. Broncos back out there up 72-0. The clock is going to run. They're trying to get this thing over as quick as possible. It's a handoff to Thompson, right side. Thompson to the 30, down inside the 25 to the 24. That's a run of 7 yards for Quincy Thompson. And I believe that run will put him, nope, he's at 96 yards, so he's just short of 100 is Quincy Thompson.
The
He'll be
official
out there on this play.
Second down and 3.
I thought they stopped the clock, but the clock didn't stop. I thought I saw the official stop the clock. I guess he didn't.
2nd and 3, handoff Thompson again. This time, not much there. He's actually going to lose a couple yards back to the 26. And it'll be 3rd down and 5.
Civic Brown, number 36 for Langston on the stop. From the 26-yard line.
5:53 to go in this game and ticking. Broncos up 72-0. Again, if you left this game early or if you're getting in your car after being at another game tonight, it was a pretty good one down in Norman that people didn't expect to be good. Just know next week the number 2 team in Division II will be here at Chad Richardson Stadium, 7 o'clock p.m. The handoff again to Thompson. Thompson running left. Thompson inside the 20. And down to the 16, 17-yard line they'll give him. So 1st down and 10 for the Broncos at the 17. New quarterback in the game for UCO, as Clayton Creasy will check in for UCO at quarterback.
Good for a Bronco, 1st and 10 from the Langston 18-yard line.
Got some true freshmen out on the field. I see on the offensive line, so guys getting some reps here in this early season contest.
That run by Thompson puts him over 103 yards now, and he gets another handoff running right. And gets down to the 14-yard line, gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Thompson again on the carry. Number 36, Civic Brown, leads the stop for Langston.
Quincy Thompson, a junior from Humboldt, Texas.
The gain to the 14-yard line.
The UCO player just went down.
Timeout.
Hopefully that's just a cramp.
Injured player for 17, the final from Missouri Southern, as Pitt State wins that one. So this is the only game left here in the MIAA today. Broncos up 72-0 with the ball. It's a handoff, new running back in the game, running from the 14 down to the 12-yard line.
Number 16.
For UCO.
Number 16, Clayton Creasy at quarterback.
That's the first carry. Oh, no, that's Carney back in at running back. Thought we had a new running back out there, but that's Andrew Carney. You see play fullback out of the short yardage formation. He came in and got a 2-yard gain there. 3rd down and 5 for the Broncos from the 12-yard line. Hand off to Thompson. Thompson going to run right and lose a yard. It'll set up a 4th down and 6 for UCO.
Do you kick here, or do you just take a knee or?
I mean, I understand wanting to kick because you missed a field goal earlier and you missed an extra point, but I also think you probably just hand it off here. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked. Like, taking a knee is not the worst thing ever here.
Yeah, you hand it off, you might score a touchdown.
4th down and 6. Hand off to Thompson. Thompson running right in the middle, and he's going to be stacked up and dropped for a loss of 1, and Langston will get the ball back. So the Broncos will give it back to Langston on the turnover on downs with 3:11 to go.
And there was, I mean, the play calling there was the intention of picking up that first down was not there, right? I mean, they did not, they just ran it right to the middle of the line of scrimmage. So the Broncos effectively taking a knee on that play and turning the ball over on downs to the Lions.
So Langston will have it at the 14-yard line with 3:11 to play.
Todd, I thought tonight I might go home and watch some Mountain West After Dark football, but I'm afraid I might miss those games.
I just hope we can make it home for the NFL games tomorrow. This has got to be, by the clock, one of the longest games we've ever called. Bardell in the gun, 5 receivers. Rolling left, going to run and get across the 20 to the 21 and get out of bounds. So the clock will stop momentarily because that's what we needed.
I think my record for longest game ever called is one that will hopefully never be broken.
It was against next week's opponent, right?
It was.
It was on the road,
except it was on the road at Central Missouri. We started the game at 1 o'clock on a Saturday. We were at the stadium for 7 hours. We played 1 quarter. We all went and found hotel rooms, and we came back and played the next 3 quarters on Sunday.
2nd down from the 20-yard line.
Weather delay. That was I don't think I mentioned that.
Bardell quarterback draw right up the middle to the 25. Out across the 30. And he'll be taken down at the 31. So 1st down run for Torrance Bardell. Clock rolling, coming up on the... Can we skip the 2-minute timeout? I don't think we can, and we're going to get it. 2 minutes to go, 72-0, Broncos with the lead. Welcome back out of the timeout. Broncos finishing off this win here, up 72-0 on Langston. 2-minute timeout. Bardell in the shotgun on 1st and 10 for Langston from the 31. Hands off to Tyler Travis right up the middle, and another flag comes in.
Lots of flags.
I think we're going to have another face mask.
Yeah, it was something immediate, and the officials both saw it at the same time. So
Hawkins on the carry. Number 91, Braden Smith on the stop.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 91. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic. 1st down.
Braden Smith, the guilty party, freshman from Midlothian, Texas. Going to move the ball up near midfield.
I keep wanting that official to go, "You're listening to Football After Dark."
The penalty moves the ball to the 48-yard line.
1st down and 10, Langston at their own 48. He's trying to run the clock, and the clock operator's not running it. Now it's going. Bardell in the shotgun. Hands it off, running right. No, it's Bardell who keeps it. It's a good fake. It faked out a couple of Bronco players and me. Bardell keeps it left side, and he's going to run it all the way down to the Bronco 41, so 11 yards and a 1st down. Listen, down 72-0. Rorik Hawkins sold the fake there, didn't he?
And they're playing, I mean, the quarterback's playing hard. Like, I mean, clearly they're not, out there playing on adrenaline and playing like it's the, first few snaps of the game, but still have some pride and trying to move this thing down the field.
Bardell with Hawkins to his right on 1st and 10 from the UCO 41. Takes the snap, looking to throw. Right side, going deep, down the sideline. It's incomplete. Tried to hit Hamilton down the sideline. And the clock stops with 46 seconds to go.
Second down and 10.
Good coverage that time for UCO by Antoine Gilbreth. Bardell hands off to Hawkins, and Hawkins slipped, making a cut right at the line of scrimmage. Down at the 41. We don't have to run another play here. We'll see if Langston does.
No gain on the play.
And I don't think they are going to run another one.
Quarterback looks like he's leaving the field, so I believe that's going to be our ball game.
It started with a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Kobey Stephens. He also had a 90-yard punt return in the first half. Jet Huff had a nice debut as UCO Bronco quarterback. He threw for 4 touchdowns, and the Broncos rolled to victory. 72-0 the final score. John, before we get out of here, cool to see Langston back here in Edmond. Your old rivals, a team that you played against a lot when you were in college here and in-state school. The atmosphere here was great, especially pregame. Halftime was awesome. Unfortunately, you know, it's